All right, we are back. And now, for the main event of the evening, we have Djokovic taking on Sinner. They played the Australian Open. It was an unlikely victory for Djokovic. Not that we don't know that he can do things like that, but we didn't expect him to do that, seeing that he had lost to Sinner so many times before that. And it almost felt like the changing of the guard had happened in Australia in 2024. And we thought, oh, man, Djokovic, look, if he makes the semis at 39, great. And then he beat Sinner. And that changed everything. Now we're going to this match thinking, hang on a second. He did it in Australia. Could he do it again? Could he do it again at a tournament that he's equally as impressive at? Of course, Sinner's the defending champion. He was a defending champion in Australia as well. It was the semifinals. The semifinals here. The big difference, though, is time on court. Djokovic time on court this time around, going into this match, is a lot higher than it was back in Melbourne. Of course, in Melbourne, he didn't play against Menchik in the fourth round. He got that match off. He only played half the match against Musetti, or 2 sets of a 3-setter against Musetti. We know he got out of jail, but he didn't have to play a long, extended 5-setter if he did come back to win. This time around, he's coming in with a 5-hour epic under his belt. Not to mention, he has played a couple of tricky matches along the way too. Rinderknecht was a tough one. Wu in the first round was pretty tricky. So he hasn't shown any signs of fatigue, though, Djokovic. He hasn't shown anything about, he hasn't shown any signs of fatigue. Sinner showed signs of pain in the first round when his foot was, his shoe was filling up with blood. But we haven't seen anything wrong since then. But we'll find out. We will find out together what this match will look like. I'm intrigued by this one. I'm very interested to see this one because you can never write Djokovic off. We found that out. We found that out in the first in the semis of Australia. But Sinner should win this in 4, right? I mean, if he should, right? He should, but things happen. He should have beaten Cerundolo and Roland Garros, right? Things happen. Things happen. Things happen. First set's going to be really important. All right. Sports are unpredictable. You are correct with that. Who won the first set against in AO? Sinner? Yeah, so Sinner was up 2-1, which again makes that match even more remarkable, right? I want Djokovic to win so bad, but I think it's going to be Sinner in 3 or 4. Okay, we'll find out. How hot is it out there? It's warm. Definitely warm. Definitely warm out there. But we haven't seen Sinner struggle with the heat this week yet. I guess no one's forced him to struggle either. The first match was his foot. It wasn't the heat. If it goes 3, Djokovic has if it goes 5, Djokovic has the advantage. Okay. Not going to lie, I thought Sinner would win the AO easily. Okay. Am I keeping up with the World Cup? Of course. Of course. All right, players should be out on court any second. Novak has this. Let's go. All right. All right. Guaranteed to be a good final with Zverev there? Yeah. Yeah. And like I said in the last match with Zverev, right? I think his chances of winning Wimbledon come down to what happens here, right? If Sinner gets through Djokovic in straights, it's going to be a tough day for Zverev. If this does go 4 or 5, and depending on who gets out of it and how they get out of it, right? Because if somebody could get out of here with a little bit of either fatigue or, whatever, it increases Zverev's chances of winning, right? So we'll see. We'll see how this match plays to whether or not Zverev has a how big of a chance he has at Wimbledon to win Wimbledon, right? His chances increase the longer this match goes. All right. They're about to walk out. They're walking through the halls. And then we will rock you. This Sinner destroys 2019 Novak and Federer. Okay. Do you think Sinner's has a dull personality? No. I think Sinner's just just reserved. He's just quiet. He's just not as outgoing as the others. He is just more introverted than most. Also doesn't find the need to, be out there, as and put it, and have to perform, right? Doesn't have to do that. Put your life savings on Novak, can't go wrong. Okay, you first. All right. They are walking out on court. All right, here we go. And the crowd go wild. The crowd erupt. A lot of people left, so they'll come back. They'll be back. It's just hot out there. It's just super warm out there. Messi, the greatest athlete of all time? Prove me wrong. No, I'm good. What's the height difference in the second semi? I have no idea. They're pretty much the same height. I think Sinner's height is slightly taller. 40 years, guy versus a guy in his physical prime. Okay. Sinner is not 90%. I would say 60%. Really? You think Sinner's only 60% at the moment? I don't know where you're getting that from. %60 seems low. Okay. They're about to start warming up. And we're about to start watching this very highly anticipated matchup between two of the active best players going around. Can you address me to improve my life? No, it's not that kind of channel. Do your best and, you know, work hard. All right. The head-to-head is 6-5 in favor of Sinner. Djokovic broke the streak of Sinner winning against him in recent time. But let's see whether or not he can keep it going and win 2 matches against against Sinner. Because I think we can all agree that the first time, well, the match in Australia was maybe unique circumstances for Djokovic, you know, coming in with the best possible chance. He has played Sinner in a lot of semi-finals of slams lately. Djokovic needs a strong start. Djokovic needs the first set. I think that, you know, if he loses the first set, yes, he could come back. But it significantly hurts his chances if he loses the first set. I think Zverev would probably want Novak to win. Yeah, I think Djokovic is... It's weird to think that Djokovic is a better matchup for Zverev, but I think based on recent form against Sinner, he'd rather play Djokovic. He'd take his chances against Djokovic. Bro, are you supporting Spain or Belgium? I don't know. Spain? Who took the first set in AO? Sinner did, but again, unique circumstances to this one. Totally different circumstances to this. Djokovic has spent 16 and a half hours on court. What are the unique circumstances? Like I said, Djokovic came in with not having to play Menchik, and he didn't have to play an entire match against Musetti. So the time on court was a lot less against, and that was a huge reason why and he admitted it himself, huge reason why he struggled last year against Sinner. When he'd get to that Sinner match in the semis, he would run out of gas. So not having to play one match and then only having to play a half a match against Musetti put him in the best physical position to beat Sinner, right? Give him everything, because he believed, and he showed it, that if they're both fresh and if they're both playing well, Djokovic can still match that level. The difference now is that he's played 16 and a half hours. He played a 5-hour match against FAA 2 nights ago, right? I mean, it's been 3 nights ago, right? And yeah, that's a long time to have off so that he could, recover. We'll see how long that lasts, if it does help having the extra day. But that's a lot different to when he came into the semis of Australia. So again, we'll find out all of this probably in the next 2 hours, right? The next hour and a half. Whether or not that last match affects him, whether or not the 16 hours on court affects him, whether or not Sinner has a different plan playing Djokovic this time around. Because obviously he would have taken that loss, broke it down, tried to figure out what went wrong, and not let that happen today. So we're just thinking like, oh, well, Djokovic did it once. Yeah, but Sinner's going to come back differently today. He's going to play a different plan, right, to reverse that. So, yeah, that's what we'll find out. I'm rooting for Djokovic for his 11th final. Okay. All right. They've finished their serves, and we are ready to go. Chat, give me your predictions. Who is winning this match? I've gone Sinner in 4. I think it might be a little bit like the Australian Open final where Djokovic wins one of the first 2 sets and then Sinner will overrun him in 4. But let me know in the chat, who do you think is winning this one? What's the score going to be? Let me know. Give me your predictions. Novak in 4, Djokovic in 5, Sinner in 4, Sinner in 4, Djokovic in 5, Sinner in 3, Djokovic in 5, Sinner in 4, 3-1 Nole, Sinner in 3, Sinner in 5, Djokovic in 4, Djokovic in 5, Sinner in 3, Sinner in 3, Sinner in 4, 4, 3, Sinner. Straight set Sinner, Novak in 5, 3-2 Novak, 4 Sinner, 5 Djokovic. All right, Djokovic going to serve first. Here we go. Djokovic to serve. A rematch of last year's semi. Now remember, last year's semi-final, Djokovic came in injured. Remember that the knee was bothering him last year? He's not got that today. In fact, both these guys are coming in. I wouldn't say Djokovic coming in fresh. Both these guys are coming in without any visible injury signs that we have seen. They haven't shown any signs of injury in the last couple of matches. Obviously, Sinner had the foot in the first round. Djokovic has had, the shoulder being a problem, but we haven't seen anything in the recent matches that shows that either of them are compromised. Djokovic win the first 115 love. Not saying that they aren't tired. And not saying that something won't come up now, but in the last couple of matches, these guys have not looked, haven't looked bad. As that goes in the net from, or haven't looked like anything's been bothering them. Obviously, you're supporting Sinner, Cam. Well, I picked Sinner, so yeah, I'm supporting being right. So yeah, obviously I want to be right. But also I want to have a good match. If it's a straight sets win for Sinner, that's not fun. 30 love. As with a serve from Djokovic. Nole serves a fault, second serve. You've never rooted for Djokovic? That's not even true. Go watch the trials of Australian Open 2022. As we serve out wide, the forehand of Sinner, return goes to forehand of Djokovic. Djokovic in the net. 30-15. How about this? I picked Sinner to win in 4, but I also picked Djokovic to win in 5. I make 2 predictions. I think Sinner can win in 4, and I think Djokovic can win in 5. There we go. We all happy? There. Is that all right? I'm changing the rules. I'm making 2 predictions. One for Djokovic and one for Sinner. Right? There we go. Djokovic with a great serve. 40. There we go. All right, you happy? I picked Djokovic in 5. Sinner fans come in. I picked Sinner in 4. So I picked both guys to win. There we go. 40-15. You can't do that? I can do whatever I want. This is my channel. I picked 2. I picked them both. Return goes into the forehand of Djokovic. As we've got a forehand for Sinner on the net. Nole first game, 1 love. Good start. Strong start. There we go. We happy? Good. All right. Let's see how Sinner serves. Solid start for Djokovic. Chat, don't you hate it? One in the chat if you hate getting something in your eye. God damn. One in the chat if you hate getting something in your eye. 2 in the chat if you enjoy it because you're weird. Oh, god damn it. All right. I can see. I've got 2 eyes anyway. It's fine. All right. Sinner serves. A fault. Second serve. Pleasure to be here, Cam. Hey, it's a pleasure to have you. Thank you for joining. Welcome back. All right, serving the back and Djokovic return the forehand to Sinner. Djokovic lob. Sinner with a smash. Puts it away. 15 love. Chat, we're almost at 500 likes. You might have thought you liked this stream, but you probably thought you liked the last stream. So make sure you smudge. I've got a smudge on my spectacles. Make sure you check if you liked the video. You might have thought you did, but you didn't. Just I'll wait. I'll wait. Just check. Just scroll down. If you just scroll down, then you can just check if you like the video. We should be at 500 likes almost by now. 30 love Sinner. I'll wait. What the hell, man? Must be my eyes that are broken. 30 love. Sinner serves. Into the back end of Djokovic off the tape as a winner. 30-15. All right, 30-15. Serve again. Great serve down the tee from Sinner. 40-15. 40-15. All right, serve again. Into the backhand of Djokovic. Djokovic in the net. And it's 1-1. 1-1. All right, back to Nole. Good serve from Sinner. 1-1. All right, there's a return. Goes in the backhand of Djokovic. Djokovic hits a lovely backhand cross-court winner. Beautiful shot. 15 love. It's very warm out here near London. Okay, there we go. Confirmation that it's warm. 30 love. Djokovic going to have to serve well. We know that. All right, 30 love. Serve again. Here's a fault. Second serve. All right, serve again. Into the backhand of Sinner. Return winner. Great shot. 30-15. Inside out backhand winner. All right, 30-15. As we had a backhand rally. Sinner in the net. 40-15. Yep, don't need to put scores in the chat. We've got a scoreboard. Thank you, though. 40-15. Serve again. To the backhand of Sinner. Backhand from Djokovic to the forehand of Sinner. Djokovic forehand up the line. Sinner gets it with the backhand. Djokovic forehand again to the forehand of Sinner. And Sinner hits it long. 2-1 Djokovic. 2-1. All right. 2-1 Djokovic. Good start on serve for both guys. All right. 2-1. Solid stuff for Djokovic. That's the main thing. All right. Back to Sinner. Back to Sinner. He serves in the forehand of Djokovic. Return goes in the forehand of Sinner. But Djokovic hit it out in the return. And it's 15-love. Sinner serves again. As the return goes into the forehand of Sinner. Sinner in the net. 15-0. Nice return there from Nole. Just chipped it back. 30-0. Oh, sorry, 15-0. As we just serve again. Into the forehand of Djokovic. Return goes out. 30-15. Sinner serves again. What music do I like to listen to? All kinds of music. All kinds of music. 30-15. Serve to the backhand of Djokovic. Sinner with the backhand into the forehand of Djokovic. Sinner backhand again. Djokovic with the backhand again to the forehand of Sinner. Djokovic another backhand into the Sinner forehand. Cross court from Sinner is good. Djokovic puts up a lob. But Sinner comes in with a volley winner. 40-15. 40-15. Serve again. Is an ace. 2-0. Second shot. All right, 2-0. It's 2-2. It's been a very quick start. A very good start from both guys on serve. A7T. Norway. 15 love. As Djokovic serves a let. Do you think there should be third place matches in Grand Slams? No. 15 love. Return goes wide by Sinner. 30 love. No. I'm not mad. I don't think I need that. No. 30 love. As with a fault second serve. Double fault for 30-15. I mean, look, if you just lose a heartbreaking 5-set semi-final, you really want to come back in 2 days and play not even a runner-up. It's like, nah, you don't want to go play. Then you got to drag yourself from that to then go play another match. No. The motivation levels of those who lose in the semis are not going to be there to want to win third place. Third place? Nah. Nobody wants to win third place. It's not even winning third place. It's like losing third place. Backhand rally. Djokovic backhand again into the backhand of Sinner. Djokovic with the forehand goes wide. It's 30 all. Nice hitting from Sinner as Djokovic tries to stretch out his arms. The commentator is irritating. What do you want from me? There's no one else here. I can't change. I can't sub someone else in. Also, I can read what you're saying. 30-0. You didn't say that to yourself. You said that out loud. Djokovic serves. Into the forehand of Sinner. Forehand from Djokovic over the line. Sinner's there with the backhand. It's Djokovic forehand cross. Sinner gets it. Into the forehand of Djokovic. Sinner with the backhand cross. And Djokovic gets that back. And Sinner starting to make Djokovic move. Sinner up the line. Djokovic slices a lob. And Sinner comes in with a smash. Puts it away. 30-40 Sinner. He's just starting to make Djokovic sweat. 30-40. Break point. First break point of the day. Serve. Into the forehand of Sinner. Return goes into the forehand of Djokovic. Sinner backhand. Cross court. Djokovic gets it with his back up the line. Sinner with the forehand in the net. That's a great shot from Djokovic. We get to deuce. Great recovery. All right, deuce. First break point of the day saved. Serve. Into the forehand of Sinner. Djokovic forehand behind. Sinner is too good. Sinner couldn't get it back. Advantage. Now advantage Djokovic. And a great serve. All right, 3-2 Nole. Takes the lead again. All right. How are we doing, chat? So far, so good on serve. You're talking about the TV. Oh, we've got to be more specific. Djokovic untouchable. Okay. Which country do I belong to? I'm a citizen of Earth. I live on the planet Earth. Australia. Seats empty to change of ends. Yeah, because people went out after the first one. They went out for lunch and they come back, or they went out for food. But the people are coming back now. Slowly coming back. Instead of smaller head rackets, bring back faster courts. Martina's idea isn't bad, but there are other factors. Yeah. I heard that she said that she wanted smaller racket heads, which would mean more volleys. I think that's what her I didn't hear I only saw like a quote, but I mean, yeah, faster courts. I mean, yeah. Why didn't Kyrgios play during the grass swing in singles? He did. He played Stuttgart, didn't he? I'm pretty sure he played Stuttgart. All right, 4-4 rally. Djokovic slices up the line to the backhand of Sinner as Djokovic slices it back. Sinner with a slice of the line. Djokovic lob. Sinner with a smash. Puts it away. 15 love. All right, 15 love. Do I speak any other languages? Unfortunately, no. As the return goes the forehand of Sinner. Forehand from Djokovic. To the backhand of Sinner. Into the backhand of Djokovic. Up the lines. A great shot. Sinner with a slice forehand. Djokovic drop shot. In the nets. He played a good point, Nole, but just couldn't execute. 30 love. By the way, it looks like they've opened the roof slightly to shade the crowd, which I respect that. That's good. That's good from Wimbledon. To have the roof slightly closed so that the crowd don't have to, especially where they can shield the crowd. 30 love. The players have to play in the sun, but at least the crowd don't have to, all the crowd don't have to watch from the sun. 40 love. $40 love. Sinner serves again. And we've got a fault second serve. Serve in the back of Djokovic. Djokovic hits it out. 3-all. 3-3. Anonymous. Thank you for the $2. Appreciate it. All right. Tim, is your wife making you pancakes for breakfast later? No. All right, 3-all. There's a bit of forehand now to the back and a Sinner. Up the line of the forehand of Djokovic. Sinner with a forehand off the tape. Djokovic hits a forehand cross court. Slice from Sinner is lobbed. Djokovic smash. And Sinner puts it to the net. Do I like Indian food? Yes, I love Indian food. It's great. $15 love. As Djokovic serves again. How do I generate this much tennis knowledge? Just years and years of watching the sport. And playing and coaching. As with a 4-4 rally. That goes out by Sinner. And it's 30 love. 30 love. As the return goes out by Sinner, 40 love. Serve again. $40 love. 25 minutes played. Kind of flying through this first set, not going to lie. As that goes out on Djokovic's serve, and it's 40-15. All right, 40-15. All right, nice serving Djokovic, 4-3. Can see behind the grey hair and wrinkles that you have had decades of coaching and commentating, Cam. What the hell is that supposed to be? All right, 4-3 Djokovic. Should Nadal try a comeback? Nope. Nope. Nope, definitely not. He doesn't want to either. He's like, tennis is over. So he's not even thinking about it, which is great. Because I don't think he needs to, or he should. Why? This match is like a long tiebreak, one blink and it's over. It's actually been pretty quick though. I don't think this match has been this match has not been going, like, it's been pretty snappy. We've only had the one break point. Oh, the white bottles are full of water. Oh, that makes sense. People can be so nice. That's right. I can take it. All right. 4-3 Djokovic. Nolle's body language, pretty solid. Should Bill Tilden make a comeback? What, from the grave? The fuck are you talking about? Come on now. Come on now. Respect. Respect what he did and leave him alone, right? Let him rest. Come on now. Respect. Show some respect. There's a backhand slice. Goes long on Djokovic and it's 15 love. News on Alcaraz. He is training, but there's no date for him to come back, and he hasn't thought of any. Like, he hasn't reported any, like, oh, I'm coming back for this or that. All right. 15 love. As the backhand return goes out by Djokovic. 30 love. Cincinnati is the target. Yeah, he looks like, I mean, he's not playing Canada. Yeah, but Cincinnati is the next big one, right? As we return now the backhand of Sinner, forehand from Djokovic to the backhand of Sinner. 30 love for Sinner here as we had a forehand again from Sinner to the backhand of Djokovic. Sinner backing up the line. Djokovic slice. Sinner gets it back with the backhand. Djokovic pass. Sinner volleys. A winner. Too good. 40, love. Cam, if Djokovic wins Wimbledon, is he the uncontested GOAT? Who's he contesting with now? Who's he contesting with now? Like, who is he in a contest for GOAT with right now? Like, what? Who's his competition as GOAT now, in your opinion? Like, you think that someone come on now. Come on now. That's a silly question. 4-0. Sinner holds. Come on. What are you talking about? You know you're even laughing now. You know you would know what you're doing. Come on now. 4-0. You're just trying to rile up the Djokovic fans. Leave them alone. You don't need to. Let's start fights, all right? Pretending like you don't even have a name. You didn't even go, because at the moment he's contesting with blah blah blah. You didn't put him a name. If you're going to think he's in a contest with somebody as a GOAT right now, you better tell me who. You don't think so? Then don't even mention it. Because he doesn't. That was 2 years ago. He's finished that 2 years ago. He ended that. No contest for 2 years. He's uncontested for 3 years now. Undisputed GOAT for 3 years now. You don't need a. Come on now. 4 now. Djokovic in the net. It's 15. Love 15. You're just starting fights. Come on. You're just trying to pick fights. Don't do that. Love 15. Is your hair real? Yes. Serve into the backhand of Sinner. Sinner hits it out. 15-all. 15-all. There's a return from Sinner. Goes in. Djokovic to the forehand inside out. Sinner with a pass. Oh, it goes off the tape. Djokovic gets it back, but Sinner comes to the net, puts it away. Oh, that's lucky for Sinner. 15-30. Very unlucky for Djokovic. All right, 15-30. Good hustle by Sinner, but man, I don't think Djokovic thought it was going over either. He thought that was going in the net too. Kind of caught him by surprise. 15-30. Are those real glasses? Yes. What do you think is a filter? 15-30. First serve's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Sinner. Return goes forehand to Djokovic. Sinner with the backhand. Into the forehand of Djokovic. And Sinner backhand again. Cross court to the slice of Djokovic. Djokovic hits it wide. We got more break points for Sinner. 15-40. And he's just put the pressure on. 15-40. Break points for Sinner right when he needs them. 15-40. Serve in the back of Sinner. Forehand from Djokovic. Again, the forehand of Sinner. Djokovic. Forehand up the middle. Sinner with the backhand. Again to the slice of Djokovic. Sinner. Forehand again. Goes to the backhand of Djokovic. Lob goes up. Sinner smash. Hits it in the net. All right. 30-40. Jeez, that was a I mean, that's a shocker. 30-40. That is a shocking shot from Sinner. Still break point, though. Terrible miss. $30-40. Still break point as Djokovic serves again. Down the tee. Return goes short. Djokovic forehand inside out. Sinner with a pass is a winner. Too good. Sinner breaks. 5-4 first set. He's going to serve for it. That was too good. Wasn't a bad approach by Djokovic, but Sinner just rips it up the line. And he is going to serve for the set. All right. Break for Sinner. Djokovic either wins in 5 or loses in 3. Okay. Question, has there been a significant drop in tennis viewership post Big 3? No. I don't think so. At least not from my point of view. Maybe on TV and stuff, but I know the French Open final was like one of the lowest viewed finals of recent times, but look, if you watch men's tennis, probably, but if you watch all tennis, no. WTA is as strong as it's been in recent years, right? So I would say no. From the ATP point of view, probably, especially with Alcaraz gone. Alcaraz not playing, not just the Big 3, ending, but Alcaraz not being here hurts a lot too. But on the WTA point of view, I think the WTA is doing just as well as it's ever done. Obviously, no Serena until this week, but Serena not being here, and a lot of the greats, right? Halep and Kerber and Wozniacki and all these players retiring from the last generation. It hasn't really affected the viewership in this. But again, WTA is doing fine. ATP, we talked about this yesterday. Just lacking. It's just lacking those sort of. I don't want to call them mid-level champions, but those 1 and 2 and 3 Grand Slam champions like they did with Kerber and the ladies, right? On the women's side, there was a lot of 2-time champions, right? 3-time champ. We don't have that on the men's side yet because it's been so dominant from Sinner and Alcaraz so far. But look, year or two, maybe it picks back up. But if you watch the women's game as well, the sport as a whole is still doing fine. All right, return goes back in Sinner. Oh, Sinner hits it out. 15-0. But look, the sport was always going to take a hit when it lost Nadal and Federer. Because there's a lot of people that love those guys, right? A lot of people are not going to watch tennis when Djokovic is gone, right? He takes a lot of fans with him. Hey, hell, when Leighton retired, I didn't watch tennis for 2 years. I wasn't bothered with tennis when Leighton retired. So, it's always going to, when these big names retire, it's always going to take a bunch of fans with them. 30-15. And Sinner 2 points away from the first set. Serve again. To the back end of Djokovic. Sinner comes in with a drive volley. Djokovic can't get it. 40-15. $40-15. 2 set points for Sinner. There's a serve again from Sinner. That's a fault. Second serve. Serving to the forehand of Djokovic. Forehand from Sinner. Into the backhand of Djokovic. Up the line of the slice of Sinner. Sinner in the net. Nice. Shot from Nole. 40-30. Hugh Laurie's in the house. Why does he look like he's just come out of the accounting office? Like, what's he... Why is he wearing a short sleeve shirt and a tie? He looks like he came straight out of... He's here on his lunch break. Or he had a half day today. He just came straight out of the office. What the hell? 40... What's that shirt? Why is he wearing a half... I know it's hot, but he's wearing a half sleeve. Come on now. Ace... No. It wasn't an ace. It was a let. $40-30. He serves. Into the forehand of Djokovic. Return the forehand of Sinner. Djokovic forehand pass. In the net. There's the first set. Goes to Sinner. 6-4. Only the one break. But after, except for the break, it's pretty competitive set. Serving was king, but that one break was the difference. All right. Is Hugh Grant there? No, it's Hugh Laurie. Are you sensing that it may be over for Novak? What, this match? I mean, it's going to take a lot for him to... he has to win this second set, obviously. You know. The problem with that first set, too, is that it wasn't a long set. So physically, Sinner probably isn't bothered at this point. 14 winners, 4 errors, Sinner, 4 aces as well, all the 4s. Didn't face a break point on his serve, Sinner. Djokovic, 7 winners, 5 errors, 4 aces. Was broken the one time that was in that game at 4-all. So they were both serving really well. It looked like it was going to be a tie break. Actually, both were serving very well. Second serve for Djokovic is a big problem, though. Only 14% of second serve points. So his second serve is definitely an issue. But overall, their first serves were going well. There's one game where Djokovic was broken, but yeah, he has to win this next set though. And the problem is that set was what, like 35 minutes. It wasn't very many long rallies. You know, Djokovic didn't really wear Sinner down and didn't make Sinner earn that set. It was kind of like serve, break, serve, done. Because like Djokovic kind of needs to win this next set, but not only just win the next set, also, you know, work Sinner a little bit. It's only been 40 minutes. He kind of needs this next set to be an hour. I know it doesn't help for him, but, you know, if anyone's going to handle a long set. But he needs to wear Sinner out as well as come back, right? Because if he wins his next set, Djokovic, in 30 minutes, that's great, but it's also like, he's got to try and grind Sinner down a bit more. Test Sinner physically, right? Because Sinner kind of cruised in that first set. Didn't really look like he had to break so much of a sweat. As the return goes forward of Djokovic, backhand of Sinner to the backhand of Djokovic. Into the forward of Sinner, Djokovic backhand on the stretch. Sinner. Backhand to backhand with Nole as hits it deep in the forward of Sinner. Forward from Djokovic to the backhand of Sinner. Sinner in the net. 15-love. Sinner hasn't made too many errors. That was one of them. All right, serve. Here's a fault. Second serve. Alcaraz come back from the US for the US Open. I hope so. That'd be great. Serving to the forehand of Sinner. Djokovic forehand goes long. 15-0. 15-0. 15 all. As a default second serve. As the return goes in the backhand of Djokovic. Sinner with the backhand. Into the backhand of Djokovic. Sinner backhand again up the line. That's a great shot. Djokovic slicing the net. 15-30. He's just... I'll tell you this, chat. And yeah, maybe you can put it down to fatigue, but he's just looking one step short, Djokovic. Like, he's just looking one step slow. Like, a couple of the rallies in the first set and that rally there, he just wasn't able to get that last shot, which, you know, that it was a good shot by Sinner. I wouldn't say it was a phenomenal shot. It was an inside-out backhand that Djokovic just couldn't reach. He's just one step short. It's been a backhand rally. Djokovic forehand cross-court. Into the forehand Sinner. Sinner in the net, 30 all. And you can put that down to playing a 5-hour match 3 days ago or whatever, but there's just been a few times in this match so far that he'll have a rally and then Sinner will hit a shot that's slightly further away and Djokovic just can't get there, which is unusual because Djokovic gets everything, right? It's unusual to see that. As he serves a fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Sinner. Return goes forehand of Djokovic up the line in the backhand of Sinner. Djokovic backhand. Into the backhand of Sinner as they just go backhand to backhand. Djokovic forces Sinner to hit long. Nice from Nole. That's better. 40-30. 40-30. Serve again. Serve again. And the return goes to the net. All right. Nice serving from Nole, and he gets the lead. 1-love. 1-0 Djokovic in the second. That was better. All right. What type of test do players do to test their speed or agility? Like dashes or just practice? Yeah, they do like... They can. I mean, every player does different things, but... They can do sprints. As we just serve from Sinner now. All right, Sinner serves. A fault. Second serve. Serve in the back of Djokovic. Oh, return goes wide. 15-love. 15-love. Serve again. There's an ace down the tee. 30-love. Serve again. All right, chat, we're almost at 1,000 likes already. Thank you for that. We're almost at 1,000, only 200 away. Don't forget to like if you haven't already. Apparently, we were featured on the YouTube featured section of the website, of the platform, so that's awesome. That's kind of cool. YouTube are featuring that, featuring the stream, which is cool. Is it a 4-4 rally? Another one from Sinner. The forehand of Djokovic, who hits an inside-out winner. Great shot. 30-15. 30-15. And a chance of Nole. Nope, the Serbian flag is flying. All right, serve again. $30-15. Into the backhand of Djokovic. Backhand from Sinner to the forehand of Djokovic. Sinner. Backhand cross court. Djokovic goes up the line. Great shot. Sinner in the net. 30-all. Here we go. Here we go. 30-all. Nice positive play from Novak. $30-all. Great serve down the tee. And then the drive volley winner by Sinner. Too good. I mean, that is clutch. That's why he's number one, right? All right, 40-30. As the return goes long, and Sinner, with a couple of big serves, takes the game. Hey, Aditya, thank you for becoming a member again. Welcome back. 1-1. All right, 1-0. As Djokovic serves, a fault. Second serve. As we get a great second serve by Nole. 15 love. Beautiful second serve. All right, nice serve again. 30 love. As the return goes for Djokovic, and Djokovic up the line goes wide. 30-15. As the return goes forehand of Djokovic. Sinner now with a slice lob. But Djokovic with an easy volley winner. Nice pick up by Nole. 40-15. As we get another fault, second serve. As the return goes forehand of Djokovic. Forehand from Sinner again. The forehand of Djokovic. Djokovic hits it wide. 40-30. Should Ferry retire? No. Come on now. What are you talking about? All right, 40-30. As the return goes out, and Djokovic stays in front, 2-1 in the second. 2-1 Nole in the second. All right, chat. It's that time of the show where I ask where you're watching from, and you tell me where you are watching from, and don't make silly. I don't care if you're from Jupiter. Don't you dare pretend like you're from another planet. I don't want it. We don't know if that's happened real yet. All right, put in a real answer. I don't want you to be making jokes. All right, this is a serious segment. This is a serious segment. If you say, "Oh, I'm from the moon," I will not be happy. All right, stop pretending like you're a spaceman. All right, I want real places. Not fake places like the moon, because we all know the moon's not real. We've got South Africa, Manchester, Berlin, Baltimore, Serbia, Thailand, Melbourne, Miami, Uzbekistan, Dublin, Belgrade, Washington, D.C., Namibia, Texas, Nigeria, Lithuania, Manila, Malaysia, Cincinnati, Orange County, London, Bangalore, California, Wisconsin, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Philippines. We've got Virginia, India, Greece, Abu Dhabi, Argentina, Chicago, Cuba, Warsaw. Hey, Peter, thanks for becoming a member. Appreciate it. We've got Bahamas. We've got Italy in the house. Oslo in the house. Iceland. Hey, I love that. I've been there. It's great. Great place. We've got Jordan, Mexico, Brazil, Senegal, Afghanistan. Nice. That goes out by Sinner. 15 love. Kazakhstan, Nepal, Mexico, Cape Town, Acapulco, Stockholm. All right, 15 love. As it serve out while the backhand of Djokovic return goes in the forehand of Sinner. That's a great shot. Djokovic gets it back though. Sinner up the line, doesn't want to come to the net. Djokovic gets it. Backhand to backhand as Djokovic into the forehand of Sinner, and Sinner in the net. Wow. Sinner had 2 chances to go to the net there, and he stayed back and paid the price. 15-0. Rwanda, Poland, Seattle, Zimbabwe, Saudi Arabia, Amsterdam. All right, 15-0. As a fault from Sinner, second serve. Second serve. As the return goes in the forehand of Sinner, backing it from Djokovic to the backhand of Sinner. A slice from Djokovic again. To the backhand of Sinner. Djokovic backhand again to the backhand of Sinner. As Djokovic with a slice again. Sinner gets it back with the backhand up the line, but it's long. 15-30. All right. Here we go. 15-30. All right, serve again. And then he serves an ace. 30-0. Just when you thought. Just when you thought. Still 30-0. Sinner with a forehand to the slice of Djokovic. Sinner. Drop shot. Djokovic gets it with the drop shot back, but it's in the nets. And he knows Djokovic how big of a chance that was. All right, 40-30. God, that goes over. That's a tough shot for Sinner to get back. 40-30. There's a default. Second serve. There's a return. Goes a slice of Sinner. Back into Djokovic to the line. Goes long. It's 2-0. That was a chance. Big, big chance. Especially that drop shot at 30-0. That was a big chance. All right, 2-0. This set's definitely slowed down. It's been a lot more of a crawl in this second set. Will Ferry have to qualify for the US? No, because he will be on the entry list as number 60 in the world. He will be in the draw. All right, nice hitting by Djokovic. Nice serve, 15 love. All right. Serve again. All right. As that goes the net by Djokovic, and it's 15-0. All right, 15-0. As he serves a fault. Second serve. Oh, he just missed that one. Second serve. Serving the forehand to Sinner. Return the back to Djokovic. Sinner. Back in down the middle. Djokovic forehand cross court. Sinner gets it back. Djokovic forehand again. Into the forehand of Sinner. Djokovic forehand up the line. Sinner's there with the backhand. Into the forehand of Sinner. Djokovic, and Djokovic in the net. Sinner too good. 15-30. Man, Djokovic is losing these longer rallies now. 15-30. Djokovic falling off that one. 15-30. Serve is a fault from Nole. Second serve. Second serve. Into the back of Sinner. Return the back of Djokovic up the line to the forehand of Sinner. Djokovic backhand cross court. Sinner gets it. As Djokovic backhand again to the back of the Sinner. Now goes up the line to the forehand of Djokovic. Sinner. Forehand again to the forehand of Djokovic. As Sinner wins a point. Djokovic overhits it. 15-40. 15-40. Here it is. Big chance for Sinner now. He hasn't even faced a break point yet, Sinner. Djokovic gets broken here. I mean, good luck breaking back. And the crowd are trying to cheer Djokovic on because they want to see longer tennis match, but that's up to Sinner, really. 15-40. All right, serve. Here's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the corner, Sinner. Djokovic backhand. Into the corner, Sinner. Sinner hits it out. 30-40, one saved. $30-40. All right, 30-40. All right, Nole to serve again. Still break point for Sinner. As a return goes to the net by Sinner. All right. Djokovic survives. Deuce. Serve gets him out of trouble. Show the match. Oh, we haven't had that one for a while. Unfortunately, we can't do that. Wimbledon are very quick with the sniper, so no, we can't do that. Unfortunately, well, I mean, it's 2 a.m. I could go to sleep, but back end rally. As Djokovic puts it away, and I tell you, the crowd's going for Djokovic in this now. They are cheering him on, except for that guy. That was Tom Ford. He makes suits, and he shook his head. Is he Italian? Maybe he's Italian. All right. Great shot from Nole. The crowd are definitely backing Djokovic, which is very rare at Wimbledon. If you know, you know. All right, backhand rally. As with a forehand from Djokovic to the backhand of Sinner. Sinner hits a winner. Back to deuce. Which country produces the best tennis in your opinion? What do you mean best tennis? Like players or just styles? All right, we're back to deuce. Serve again. As a return goes the forehand of Djokovic. Oh, it lands in. It lands in. And it's advantage Nole to stay in front. To stay in front. As we get a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Good second serve. Return goes in the forehand of Djokovic. Slice from Sinner. Djokovic slices it back. It's Sinner. Forehand inside out. To the backhand of Djokovic. Sinner backhand again. Up the line to the forehand of Djokovic. Sinner. Forehand goes long. Djokovic stays in front. 3-2. Solid hold as Sinner looks at the coaches. Like they hit it out for him. All right. Djokovic stays in front. Ken, thank you for doing this. Awesome channel. Hey, thank you, Tim. Appreciate the nice words. All right. By the way, chat, we're almost at 312K. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you sub. We have so much tennis coming up over the next couple of months. Wimbledon might be the end of the grass, but we go back to the hard courts in a few weeks. So if you want to keep up to date with everything going on the men and women's tour, then make sure you subscribe because you're in the right place for all the tennis updates. Please don't spam. Please don't spam. Rhode Island. Where? Rhode Island. Djokovic clutch. Yeah, that was a good game. Very clutch game. Needs to stay in front. Maybe when he gets to 5-4, then he can maybe take the set that way. I'm on a plane 30,000 feet in the air. Holy shit, that's crazy. That is crazy. You should play chess on stream. Nah. How will I spend my extra days off? I don't want to think about it. I don't know. I've got a lot of things I need to do, so maybe I'll just do those. I have projects in my mind that I need to do. I have things I need to sort out, so I'll do those. I'll fill in my time with activities. All right, 3-2 Djokovic in the second. As the return goes to forehand to Sinner. Sinner hits it out. Love 15. Sinner complain about light rain like coward. There's no rain and he didn't complain. Love 15. Serving to the forehand of Djokovic. Sinner with a forehand into the forehand of Djokovic. As Sinner forehand again. Djokovic forehand goes again to the forehand of Sinner. Then just go forehand to forehand, and then Djokovic goes up the line to the back of Sinner. Djokovic forehand again. Sinner gets it back, but hits it in the net. Love 30. Okay. Now Sinner's not faced a break point for the entire match. And he's in trouble now. All right. Love 30. Love 30. As a return from Djokovic goes short, Sinner puts it away. 15-30. It's a good effort by Norway. Sinner puts it away. 15-30. $15-30. Serve again. Into the forehand of Djokovic. Sinner with a forehand to the backhand of Djokovic. Is Sinner. Backhand to backhand. Djokovic goes up the line. Oh, he missed. He had Sinner beat. If that lands in, 30-all. It was this close. It was this close. 30-all. Sinner was not getting that back. Just missed it. All right, 30-all. I tell you, the last few games on serve, Sinner has had to battle. He hasn't faced a break point yet. And he serves an ace Sinner out wide at 30-all. The classic move. That's what all the great players do. Hey, Dark Lord, thank you for the 31 months as a Tier 2 member. Thanks for all the coverage. No worries. Thank you for the 31 months. All right, 40-30. As a default from Sinner, second serve. Second serve. To the backhand of Djokovic. Sinner with a forehand to the forehand of Djokovic. It's Sinner. Forehand again to the forehand of Djokovic. Djokovic overhits it. It's 3-all. I tell you, he's had Sinner sweating on serve in the last couple of games. He's been putting the pressure on Sinner, but just unable to get to that break point. All right. All right. Back to Norway. Explain the change of ends rule. Is it every 6 games? No. So it's every odd number of games. So when the games add up to an odd number, they change ends. So 1-love, 2-1, 3-2, 4-1, 5-love. So whenever the games both add up to an odd number, they change ends. All right. First serve's a fault, second serve. Second serve, Norway. Ooh, double fault. Love 15. Love 15. As the backhand goes wide. Up the line from Norway, and it's love 30. Love 30. As we return now to the forehand of Djokovic. Forehand from Sinner. Djokovic forehand of the stretch. Sinner. Forehand up the line in the net. All right, 15-30. 15-30. $15.30. As he serves another Alette. Serve again. Is a fault. Second serve. All right, serve again. Into the forehand of Sinner. Back into Djokovic to the forehand of Sinner again as Djokovic up the line. Sinner with a backhand cross-court winner, 15-40. And we got break points for Sinner to get the break here in the second. $15.40. Djokovic serves again. Fault. Second serve. Second serve in the forehand Sinner. Djokovic back in open court. That's a great shot by Norway. There you go. What a way to save it. 30-40. That was a great shot. All right, 30-40. That's one saved. He had to hit a great serve and a great backhand to do it, but he saves one. And he serves again. Down the tee, the forehand of Sinner. Return goes the forehand of Djokovic. Sinner. Forehand to forehand as Djokovic goes up the middle to the backhand of Sinner. Now the slice from Djokovic. Sinner. Drop shot. Too good. Too good. Completely caught Norway out by surprise. And he's up a set and a break. Sinner leads. Set and a break. All right. How we doing, chat? How are we? It's too strong from Sinner. Just puts the pressure on at the right time. And that was the right time. Yeah, Sinner with the drop shot. It wasn't even necessarily a great drop shot, but he knows that Djokovic isn't. Look, maybe there's a little bit of conserving energy for Djokovic because he knows, he played a tough match in the quarters, and he knows that he's going to have to go the distance if he is going to make a comeback. But maybe Nole's picking and choosing when he's sprinting and using the rest of the energy that he's got. All right. But it's a set and a break. Djokovic has had, Sinner under pressure on serve, though, so this set's not over yet. Maybe there's an opportunity to break back. All right. Are you going to watch Spain versus Belgium? Probably, yeah. All right, first serve's a fault, second serve. Second serve. There's a 4-1 rally. Sinner up the line to the backhand is too good. Gilbert
is 16 years old too old to start playing. My brother is 6 going into his junior year of high school, has played only as a hobby, never official.
No, 16's not too. I mean, what level is he playing at? That's the question.
What's your thoughts on tomorrow's Czech match?
Hey, thank you, Zone, for the 2. No, 16. I mean, it depends what level he's playing at now. I mean, he's just playing as a hobby, so he hasn't played competition or anything. So I'm guessing. No, 16's not too late. I made a preview, and I can't remember what I said in the preview, but I made a preview about the match tomorrow. I think it's going to be really fun to watch tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a really fun match. We'll see if Mokova can hold her nerve, and we'll see whether or not Noskova can use her serve to win the match. I mean, it's going to be a really interesting matchup. Good style clash as well. 2 different players. It's going to be. I think tomorrow could be a really, really good matchup. Like a really fun match. 40 love. 40 love. It's a 50-50 according to the bookies, so that's interesting too. All right, nice serve, Sinner. Great way to consolidate. 5-3. You're overdue for a haircut. Definitely not. All right. Five-three. We get a first serve as a fault. Second serve. As a return, I watch the videos. No, I make them. And then just forget what I said. 15 love. I think I said Noskova in 3. I'm pretty sure I said Noskova in 3. I think that if it's a 50-50 on paper, then I think I would give the mental edge to Noskova because she has less to lose. I think Mukova's got more to lose, and we've seen that in the past that sometimes she does struggle with that a little bit. And I think that Noskova with a little bit less to lose, be able to hit a little freer, serve a bit bigger. I think she'll be able to get her way to a slam. Whereas I think Mukova, if it gets to like 5-all, like crunch time, she might get a little bit nervous and maybe make some mistakes. She got out of the match yesterday against Coco, but Coco also made some mistakes at the wrong times, right? And they both were not looking great. Whereas yesterday, Noskova looked great. She didn't look bothered at all. As that lob goes in! What a lob by Sinner. 40-15. That was an aggressive lob. Great lob by Sinner. Just ripped it over Djokovic's head. It wasn't even a high lob either. It was just a very aggressive lob. Great lob. That was a perfect lob by Sinner. 40-15. As a return goes to the net by Sinner. Okay, Djokovic holds very easily. 5-4 Sinner is going to serve for this second set. Nole will announce his retirement, I think. Why? Why would he announce his retirement? Djokovic now realizing 25 will not happen. Is he, though? I don't think he is. I think he's just realizing that he's playing against number one in the world, and he's known that for a while, that Sinner's pretty tough. I don't think Djokovic underestimates Sinner whatsoever. He knows what he's up against. Djokovic beat Sinner in 5 the AO. He did, which was totally against the trend of their previous matches, you know, which I think gives Djokovic hope for future. It's like, oh shit, if I can beat him, still, if I can get him, obviously, if certain situations happen and give him, you know, had this have been the quarterfinals, you know, maybe it's a different story. Maybe that's what Djokovic needs to do. He needs to play Sinner earlier, you know, but I don't know. Maybe playing Sinner in a quarterfinal might, you know, do that one less match. I mean, look, he played, I mean, we know what the quarterfinals, Djokovic had to play a 5-hour match. Not saying that's why he's losing here, partly. But maybe if he, you know, being number 7 or number 8 in the world, he plays Sinner in a quarterfinal. Chances might be a little bit better. Depends on how he gets there, obviously. But we'll see. I think the Djokovic win at the start of the year is such a big plus, and the fact that he got a set in the final against Alcaraz, right? It wasn't like he got blown out in the final or Djokovic slips. I think there's still plenty of reason for Djokovic to believe he can get to 25. Like, this year's shown that, yeah, okay, the French Open, he lost a really tough match to Fonseca, but also a lot of people lost to the French. 15 love. Sinner serving for a 2-set-to-love lead. And we're a fault second serve. Second serve into the forehand of Djokovic. Sinner forehand. Again, the forehand of Djokovic. Sinner forehand again as Djokovic goes up the line and goes wide. 30 love. $30 love. First serve default, second serve. And you use on Alcaraz. He was training, like, you know, recently, like some training footage come out, but no return date in sight. As with a backhand rally. Sinner goes up the line of the forehand of Djokovic. Djokovic in there, 40 love. So fixed. Is this match fixed, or are you just shit at gambling? That's the... You know what I mean? Like, is it fixed, or are you just bad at gambling? Like, I think... 40 love. To go to 2 sets of love up. Backhand return. Goes in the net. 2 sets of love. Sinner. All right. Sinner with a 2-set lead. It's only needed 2 breaks. 1 break in each set to get to this stage. Hour and a half played. Now, chat, now that Sinner's almost in the final, what do we think about Zverev's chances? Because we were talking about this in the last match, right? Zverev beating a wild card was not going to... If he hadn't have beaten Ferry the way he beat Ferry, then we would have been more concerned about, like, oh, shit, he didn't play well. But Zverev played the way he should in that semi, right? Does Zverev beat this guy? Like, has Zverev got a chance against Sinner in the final? I mean, Sinner's not playing... He's playing well. He's playing great. He's serving great. Well, actually, he's winning a lot of first set points. 6 aces, 13 winners, 7 errors. 8 winners and 12 errors from Djokovic. No break points against Sinner yet in this match. I mean, look, Sinner's doing enough to beat Djokovic. He's not playing the best we've ever seen. He's doing enough to beat Nole, right? And Nole's not able to win those, crucial points to get the chances to break. But I don't know. Is Zverev going to make Sinner work harder for it than Djokovic has? Or do you think Sinner does this to Zverev in the final? Do you think it's the same? What do I think? Well, I'm asking you guys first. Zverev's been playing very well lately. He has. Zverev will be a harder match, of course. I think so, yeah. I think Zverev, I mean, the way he's been serving, I think Zverev has been... Djokovic is not playing terribly. He's just not clutch in this match, whereas Sinner has been clutch. Sinner will beat Zverev, but I hope Zverev makes it competitive. Zverev has a mental block against Sinner. Zverev will never beat Sinner. Zverev has nothing to lose. Zverev has a chance. No pressure on Zverev. He is going to overperform. Okay. Zverev can win if it's 90 degrees. Okay. I'll tell you what Zverev needs to do, yeah? And I said this the last time as Djokovic hits in the net love 30. I said this last time Zverev and Sinner played. And I stand by it. Love 30. We'll get through this game and then we'll talk about it. Love 30. As Djokovic serves, the back of Sinner. Return goes in. Djokovic forehand inside out. Great shot. Lob goes up by Sinner. Djokovic smash winner, 15-30. So if you remember back in Madrid, after that match where Sinner kind of destroyed Zverev in the final, right? I said after that match, the best thing for Zverev is not to play Sinner for a while, right? Don't play Sinner in Rome. Don't, avoid, I know he can't avoid Sinner, right? He's going to play who's in front of him, but if he could just not play Sinner for a bit, not because he's scared and he should be scared, right? It's more so that other players can push Sinner and try and beat Sinner, and Zverev can watch them and learn from them. Because Zverev up to that point, I think he played 4 tournaments in a row, 4 out of 5 against Sinner, and he'd lost all 4. Backhand to backhand rally. As Djokovic backhand again to the forehand of Sinner. Into the backhand of Djokovic. Sinner backhand. Up the line to the forehand of Djokovic. Sinner forehand again to the forehand of Djokovic. Into the backhand of Sinner. Djokovic forehand again. Into the Sinner backhand. Djokovic backhand goes in the net. We've got break points already for Sinner. 15-40. And so far, that's happened, right? He hasn't played Sinner since Madrid. So he didn't play him in Rome. He didn't play at Roland Garros. And he didn't play him before Wimbledon. So that part's happened. But the second part of what I said, Zverev needs to see other people play Sinner and see how they do and see what they do, right? That has happened as well. 15-40. Djokovic serves a let. All right, serve again. 15-40. As the serve is too good. Return goes out, 30-40. So I'll point towards the Medvedev match in Rome, right? That match and the way that Medvedev was able to play Sinner on that night, that should be giving Zverev a little bit of a blueprint on what because Zverev can play like Medvedev. Zverev has got the Medvedev style. Now, obviously, it's not on clay. This is on grass. But he could definitely take a lot of things from that. As we had a backhand from Sinner goes wide and Djokovic survives deuce. There's a lot of things that Zverev could learn from that Medvedev match. I know Medvedev lost, but he's been able to push Sinner a couple of times. So if Zverev's able to look at that, take some of Medvedev's tactics, one of those tactics being drag the thing out, right? Drag the match out as long as possible. You might not win the first set, but make it a long set. Don't play a quick set. You don't want to play a 30-minute set and Sinner wins at 6-4. You want it to be an hour. Force Sinner to play an hour. Even if it's 6-4 Sinner, at least he's, put him to work, right? That's the big thing that Zverev can do. He plays slow as anybody. And that'll at least test Sinner physically. As Sinner hits a backhand pass, Djokovic volleys, but Sinner puts it away. Advantage Sinner. So that's the first thing Zverev needs to try and do, right? But also all this, we talk about the confidence that he's gotten, right? This newfound confidence. He's going to have to serve well. That's always the case. When he plays Sinner, he has to serve well because that's his biggest strength against Sinner, right, is to serve. On the grass, it's going to be good. It's going to help him being on this court rather than being on a clay court, right? So there is definitely, I definitely see a path for Zverev to make it close. But he's going to have to do that over 3 hours, 4 hours, right? As a return for Sinner goes short into the forehand of Djokovic. Djokovic puts the way back to deuce. But do I think as much as I've said nice things about Zverev for the last 5-10 minutes, I still don't think it's enough. Because at the moment, especially in this match and all tournament really, Sinner hasn't looked bothered. The first round he got bothered by the toenail ripping off. But since that toenail fell off, he has not looked bothered. Like he really hasn't. There hasn't been any signs of anything to be scared about, like alarmed about, right? Which is not great for Zverev because then he can't really pinpoint any of the matches besides the first match, which we all know why it went to 5 because of Sinner. Kecmanovic played great, but Sinner also was clearly compromised. There's not been anything since then that that I think that Zverev could look at and go, oh, well, this guy did this thing. Struff did. Struff did try and nearly get the second set. So obvious, but what did Struff do? Serve well. And that's a given, right? If Zverev doesn't serve well, he's not going to do anything. Mochizuki, Borges, push Sinner, didn't take a set. Brooksby didn't really do much. So look, does Zverev get a set? Probably. If he plays the way that he has to. Does he get 2 sets? Maybe. But I don't think he gets 3. Unless Sinner doesn't play well, but we haven't seen that. The heat hasn't affected Sinner either. Right? We can't be like, well, if it's a hot day. But he hasn't. It's been warm and he hasn't looked bothered, right? Like Sinner doesn't seem to be fatigued like he was at all the other tournaments that he's been worried, heat affected. He hasn't been heat affected. So Cam can yap. You know what? It's called Tennis Talk. What do you want me to do? Sit here and smile? Bro asked, why are you talking about tennis? Yeah, that's Australia. Why would I talk about tennis? That's weird. Anyways, advantage Sinner. Backhand return, the volley of Djokovic. Djokovic in the net. There's the break. There's the break. Sinner in control. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting. I'm not going into that match. I know a lot of people are going to go into that match with expectations on this guy, whatever. I'm just interested to see what happens. I'm probably going to pick Sinner because it makes sense, but I'm not going to cry if Sinner lost. But I'm really interested to see how Zverev, if this is the true test, right? 4 out of 5 tournaments, Sinner crushed Zverev. Like, he didn't really put in much of a. I mean, there was a little bit of like one set here and there, right? But overall, Sinner kind of embarrassed Zverev for a while, and to the point that you guys were like, we never want to see them play again, right? Now with a slam in his pocket, with some other guys, showing there are ways to make Sinner sweat. I'm interested to see. I'm really keen to see how Zverev performs, especially being in a slam final. This is the second slam final against Sinner, right? I don't know. I'm interested to see. I still think Sinner wins, and I hope that Zverev puts on a competitive performance. I hope it's not straight sets. I don't know. I'm keen to see. We're gonna find out something, even if it's a straight sets with Sinner. We'll find out something. All right. Sinner, 30 love. As we have a forehand now from Sinner goes out, 30-15. $30-15. As with a forehand, into the back into Djokovic, forehand from Sinner. Again to the forehand of Djokovic, and Sinner with the forehand up the line. Djokovic to the slice of Sinner. Djokovic up the line to the forehand of Sinner. As Djokovic forehand again. Sinner with a forehand slice up the line. Djokovic gets it back with a slice, comes to the net. Sinner pass, Djokovic volleys. It's long though, 40-15. Good rally. Good rally, but just not enough. $40-15. By the way, David, what are you talking about? Please. What are you talking about, David? David D. All right. 2 love Sinner. What do you mean, David? All right. Nice serving Nole. 15 love. All right. 15 love. As we default second serve. 15 all, sorry. It's 15 all. There's a backhand rally. Sinner with the backhand up the line. Too good. 15-30. Don't put scores in the chat. You know the rules. Come on now. The default second serve. Second serve. Thanks, Deb. Is it a backhand rally? Sinner backhand again. The backhand Djokovic up the line. Great shot, Nole. Sinner hits it long. And it's 15-30. The crowd appreciate the effort. All right, 15-30. Serve again. By the way, chat, we got to 1,000 likes. Let's go. Now can we get to 312k subscribers? If you haven't subscribed, why not? All right, 40-30. You were given a pump up on a topic about sports commentators you wanted to hear. The Tennis Talk would mention, keep up the terrific work and energy. Really? You heard that, did you? Cool. That's interesting. I did know about that. 40-30. I did hear about that. I don't think anybody else did. Not now, anyway. It's too early in the morning for people from Melbourne to listen to this. Anyways, 4 in the net from Djokovic, and it's deuce. I'm glad somebody heard that. That's awesome. You've been here for a while though, right? So you heard that. You didn't come because of that, right? You heard that. You're not here because you heard on the radio. You're here because you heard that on the radio, but you've been here for a while. And you're like, I know who that is, right? Right? I think you've been here for a while, right? Anyways, Djokovic hits it out and it's advantage Sinner. Advantage Sinner for the double break. There's a backhand return the net. Back to deuce. What's the Channel Slam? Channel Slam is when you win the French Open and Wimbledon back to back, because there's in between the UK and Paris is called the Channel. It's like the English Channel of water. That's why it's called the Channel Slam. So if you win this and then you go over the channel, over the pond, whatever you want to call it. No, the pond's the other one, isn't it? And then you go and win Wimbledon, it's the Channel Slam. Go Hawks. Okay. Well, David, you just lost me there. Deuce. Yeah, it's because of the English Channel. Return goes in the net by Sinner. Advantage Djokovic. Keep this match going. All right, advantage Djokovic. I'll be honest, chat. As much as it's cool to have Djokovic's kids there, I feel it unnecessary that we need to focus on them. And maybe I'm on my own here, but it's great that they're there. Like, it's cool for Djokovic, right? But to have them on the TV all the time, I don't think we need that. Focus on his wife, focus on the coaches, but like, why do we need to zoom in on the kids the whole time? Also, I don't think Djokovic wants that either. I don't think he'd like that. Djokovic puts it away 2-1. But like, every time they're like, hey, look, his daughter's drinking a bottle of water. I'm like, I don't care. And also, why? Why does that matter? It's cool when the family's like all reacting at the same time, but why come on. Focus on his wife who like is biting her fingernails, or the coaches who are like, freaking out. But just leave them. Let the kids just hang out in the box and have fun. We don't need to be putting them on the TV. Why focus on his wife? Oh, look, it's always fun to see the reactions of the partner or of the the family. But again, let's not isolate focusing on the kids in the body. It's not. We don't need to do that, especially when they're not doing. They're not when his son like celebrates with that's fun. But like, let's not do that. Out of respect as well for Djokovic, because I'm sure Djokovic doesn't want that. There's no need. Go focus on the Royal Box. What am I crying over? I'm not crying over anything. All right. Can Djokovic get a break back? He hasn't had a break point yet. Sinner serves. And the return goes out by Djokovic. 15-love. By the way, so anybody who's like Djokovic never going to get 25, blah, 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 blah. God, man. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, oh, you're never going to win 25. And? So? No chance for 25? And that changes anything? Does that make any difference? Does it change a thing? It's going to be one of those things when he retires. It's like, if he doesn't get 25, oh, yeah, he's the greatest, but he never won 25. Yeah, who has? Who's won 25? Huh? Who's won 25 slams? Huh? I'll wait. Who's won 25? No one. The last thing to hold on to. The last thing. He's not the greatest. He never won 25. So no one's the greatest. All right. Because that's the... Come on. Stop changing the goalposts. He's been the greatest for 2-3 years. He's already accomplished that. Undisputed. Never 25. Nobody cares. 30-15. 25 would be great. It's a cherry on top of a humongous cake. It's not the cake. 30-15. The Sinner serves. A fault. Second serve. Also, 25 is not that far away. He just, unfortunately, kind of like Zverev, has to avoid Sinner and Alcaraz to get it. Which, as we saw at the French, is not unlikely. Especially at the US Open with Alcaraz unsure, and who knows what happens with Sinner. We know the draw makes it interesting. So saying he will never get to 25 is kind of crazy. When he's been in a final of a slam, another semi-final here, semi-finals consistently over last year as well. Saying he's never going to win another one is kind of insane. As we're to find now into the backhand of Djokovic, lob goes up, and it's a bounce smash from Sinner. He puts it away. Just can't get that break chance. 40-30. Like, dying on the hill of Djokovic won't win 25 is risky. Because he's not far off. And if Alcaraz doesn't play the US and Sinner has a bad time, and somebody shocks the world, Djokovic might. He might just be able to take it. 40-30. As the backhand return goes the backhand of Sinner up the line of the forehand of Djokovic. Sinner. Forehand again to the forehand of Djokovic. To the backhand of Sinner as Djokovic forehand again. Inside out winner. Okay. All right, here we go. Deuce. All right, and Djokovic with a bit of a smile on his face because the crowd's cheering him on. All right, Deuce. Do a serve again. Here's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. And the return goes into the forehand of Sinner. Back in now from Djokovic. The slice of Sinner. Djokovic on the attack. Goes with a drop shot, and it's too good. And he gets his first break point of the night, or the afternoon, whatever, the day. Today, the match, the semis. Break point for Djokovic. Finally. And this is just to get back on serve. Advantage Nole. And the crowd are going, Nole, Nole. The support's there. All right. And he's got a big smile on his face, Nole. Doesn't usually get this kind of support here. And he gets aced. All right. Oh, come on. You can't do that. At least let's get to the rally. Come on. Sinner, where the hell is your sense of drama? It's going to ruin it with an ace. Boo. Deuce. Come on now. 7 to the back of the Djokovic, return off the tape. Sinner forehand. Djokovic with a lob. Sinner's going to let it bounce. Put it away. Advantage Sinner to keep the break and go up 3-1. All right, advantage Sinner. For a 3-1 lead. And then another ace. All right, fine. 3-1. Sinner. He keeps that break. Geek.
Hey Cam, great job as always. How far did you expect Djokovic to reach into the tournament prior to this match? How to do access his form in this year's Wimbledon? Cheers from Norway.
Nice shout out to Norway. Think of it, the 10. I had him in the semis. So he's exactly where I expected him to be. How's his form this year? At the Slams, he's made a semi and a final, and he lost to Fonseca, who played absolutely ridiculous. So I think it's been good. He's lost to Alcaraz, Fonseca, and Sinner at this point. So I think he's been pretty good, and that's all that really matters. I mean, you can talk about the small tournaments that he hasn't won, but at the end of the day, we know what matters to Djokovic at this point. We know what he puts more stock in, right? And it's this tournament. He played great against FAA, right? That was a great win against a top 4 guy. So, and I mean, winning a 5-hour match. I think that it's not so much the opponent; it's more just like the fact that he played that long and he won that match is a huge plus. The shoulder doesn't look like it's bothered him like it did earlier in the season, right after the Australian Open. So, yeah. I think I would say it's pretty. He's been decent. This is a great, and I put him in the semis because who else do you pick, right? His draw was pretty. I mean, FAA would have been an interesting choice, not a bad choice, but I had him in the semis. 40-15. As Djokovic tries to keep this thing going. Almost at 312K. Yeah, I know, right? Subscribe! So we can get to 312. As we return now the front of Djokovic. Djokovic puts it away. All right. Sinner with the 2 sets of love lead and a break. But Djokovic hanging around. Keeping this close. All right. Any news on Carlos? No. No news yet. He was training a little bit on during the week, but not like heavy training, just kind of like shadow swing and not practicing hitting a ball, but yeah, there was a little bit of. He was showing some. I mean, he was using his right arm, using his right wrist, so that was good news. Whether or not, I mean, I don't think he's playing the U.S. Open. There's no point in rushing back for Alcaraz, right? I don't see there's no point. There's no need to come back so soon. Come back 100%. Don't come back 80%. You know, so I don't think he's going to play the US. Until I start seeing him hit the ball, then we can't really expect him to be back anytime soon. Also, do you really think he's going to come back? Let's say he doesn't play Cincy. Do you really think he's going to come back for the US Open to start his comeback at the US? No. There's no way he's going to play his first match as a 5-setter. There's no chance. None of the greats do that. Look at Rafa, right? Rafa's a great example of somebody who he'd come back, but he wouldn't come back and play 5 sets in the first match. He'd be like, no, I'm not ready for 5 sets. I'm going to play this other tournament and then play. So yeah, I don't. If he pulls out of Cincy, he ain't playing the US. There's no chance he's playing the US. He shouldn't play the US, in my opinion. Right? Fonseca's out by Djokovic, 15-love. But yeah, until we see him hitting a ball, right? Because it all looks good when he's swinging the racket. It's good signs that he's practicing, but until he starts practicing against a person and hitting a ball, it's hard to. He's still injured, right? He hasn't done anything, right? He hasn't hit the ball. So how is he actually feeling? They said Cincy. I mean, that's always hopeful, right? They want to be back for Cincy. Yeah, we want him back for Cincy. 15-all, sorry. But again, it's great to have that, but we haven't seen him do anything. But I also think don't rush back. There's no point. He's so young. He's got so much ahead of him. Taking 6 months to get a very dangerous injury, right? Wrist injuries are dangerous. They're bad. They're bad for tennis, right? Wrist injuries can be devastating. We know that. We've seen so many players. We can name so many players, right? There's no point in going in him coming back anytime sooner than he needs to. He's already qualified for the ATP finals, right? By winning the Australian Open. So he's got that in the bag. He can play that at the end of the year. He's got the Asian swing. He can still play the indoor hard courts. Still plenty of season left to go. He's on the list for Laver Cup. If anything, if he doesn't, I think if he's going to come back, Laver Cup would be a good place to come back because it's not all on him. He can play a match and then not play at all if he has to, right? There's no risk on him. So if he is going to come back, Laver Cup might be a better choice. 30-all, because there's no point. Don't play the US Open with no warm up. And if he misses Cincy, then. All right, anyways, 30-all. Let's turn to an Alcaraz stream. 30-all. Another half a chance for Djokovic. He's had a lot of these. Can he finally get the breakthrough? Ace. Okay. I mean, why do we act surprised? All right, 40-30. There it is again. 13 aces for Sinner. 2 hours and 5 minutes played. And Sinner serves again. Into the backhand. Djokovic. Return goes into the front of Sinner. Djokovic on the stretch. Goes wide. And Sinner goes 4-2. 4-2. All right, 4-2. All right, 4-2. Now, chat, I want you to give me initial... Before, I know this match isn't over yet, but I want you to give me a prediction for the final. And how many sets? What do you think the final's going to be? How many sets? Is Djokovic in the net with the backhand love 15? Who wins the final, men's final, and how many sets? Based on what we've seen today, and with Zverev today, what you've seen with him, how does the final look, and who gets the win? Djokovic serves a fault, second serve. Sinner in 3, Sinner in 4, Sinner in 5. Sinner in 4, Sinner in 4, Sinner in 5. Zverev in 5. Okay. I think if Zverev's going to win, it's going to be 5. Drop volley, Djokovic, too good. 15-0. Lovely. Sinner in 4, Sinner in 4, Sinner in 3. Swiatek. Okay, that's interesting. I don't think she's playing. Sinner in 5. 4, 4, 3. All for Sinner. Zverev in 4. Okay. Zverev in 3. Wow. Djokovic serves a fault, second serve. Yeah, my initial thoughts are Sinner in 4. I think Zverev wins the first set in a tiebreak, and then Sinner comes back and wins. That's how I'm thinking. There's been a backhand return to the forehand of Djokovic, forehand from Sinner. Again to the forehand of Djokovic. Sinner gets the point. Djokovic slaps it long. 15-30. 15-30. Serve again from Nole. This is big trouble now. Right at the finish line for Sinner here. 15-30. As we get a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Sinner. Return goes deep into the backhand of Djokovic. Sinner backhand. Again to the backhand of Djokovic up the line. Sinner's got it on the stretch with a forehand. Cross court goes wide. Ooh, that was almost incredible. It just went wide though. 30-all. Ooh, Sinner almost crushes it cross court. Just missed it. That would have been a fantastic shot. 30-all. And then Nole serves a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Down the tee, the back of the Sinner. Return goes in the backhand of Djokovic. Sinner with a slice. Djokovic with a volley. Lob. But it goes long. 30-40. 30-40. To get the double break, Sinner. And to serve for the match. Changing the guard? I don't think that's what this is. 30-40. Djokovic serves. An ace. There we go. That's clutch. He's still alive. Deuce. Don't bury him yet. Deuce. Serve again. Into the backhand, Sinner in the net. All right, advantage Djokovic. Here we go. Nole keeping it going. Advantage Djokovic. Serves an ace. All right, here we go. He's still alive. He hangs on. He takes that hold. And now Sinner is going to serve. He's got it in, got the break. The 2-set lead, but Djokovic hanging around. We love that. All right, how we doing, chap? Belgium, Spain soon. Yeah, that's coming up in like what? Like an hour? Both match today being one-sided. Yeah, I mean, look, disappointing, but I mean, the first match was expected to be a tough one for Ferry to make it competitive, but I'm not surprised at this either. I'm a little disappointed that Djokovic, he hasn't won a set. But overall, I mean, Sinner's given him no chance. So Djokovic had to play perfect. You know? So, look, is it a bad performance by Djokovic? No. No, Sinner's just been unbreakable, right? And the little slip-ups that Djokovic has had in each set to get broken, you know, and the pressure he's had to be under the serve with Sinner, you know, returning well. It's been straightforward-ish. Not easy for Sinner at all. All right, Sinner's got the set and the 2 sets of love lead and a break. Yeah, Djokovic has been broken 3 times, once in each set. Bang, 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 right? And the first set was probably the hardest one, because at the first set, up until 4-all, nobody had a break point, and then Djokovic gets broken. You know, the first set was always going to be Djokovic's best chance, right? And the way that things have gone, as soon as Djokovic gets broken, he's unable to break back. Sinner's been the 2 break points he served, massive serves. You know, it's just been, you know, and this is a warning to Zverev. Don't have a lapse in concentration on serve, because if you get broken, it's going to be real tough to break this guy. And if we've got one of the best returners in the world not being able to do it, Zverev's going to struggle too. So, you know, Zverev's going to have to serve well and not give any points away on serve for the entire match, right? He's got to be solid on serve for the entire match from the start. No slow starts or anything. Anyways, 15 love as Djokovic puts up a lob. Sinner with a forehand. Djokovic with the pass. Goes long. 30 love. $15 love. So 30 love. Rami Malek is not in the rower box, which sucks because we have him on bingo. But he's in the front row of the stands, but that doesn't count towards bingo. Gotta be in the royal box for bingo. All right, 30 love. There's a bit of fault from Sinner. Second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Djokovic, return the backhand Sinner, but Djokovic hits it long. 40 love. $40 love. Serve again. Is an ace. All right. And Djokovic will serve to stay in this match. All right. 5-3 to Jannik Sinner. I'll tell you this, though, chat. Going forward for Djokovic, again, this shouldn't be seen as a negative result for Djokovic at all. I mean, he's got to the semis of a slam. He's 39 years old. Yes, he's been stopped by Sinner, right? One of 2 guys that is stopping everybody for the most part, right? But I really would like to see Djokovic play Sinner in the quarters of the US. I really want to see that matchup. We could have got that match here. We could have got the quarterfinals here, but they, you know, weren't next to each other. It was a lovely volley. Djokovic 15 love. Because I would love to see, and I'm not saying that Djokovic is losing this because he had the 5 setup, but it would be just fascinating to see them play in the quarterfinals. Just that one match earlier and see if it makes a difference. Because it might also make a mental difference, right, for Djokovic. You know, to go, oh, I'm playing you in the quarters. So then, therefore, I played less time. I'm fresher, theoretically, hopefully. I would love to see it. I know Djokovic fans would hate that. Sinner fans hate that. Djokovic fans want him down with Zverev, right? But I just think we'd be really interesting to see it. I don't know if it would make a difference for Djokovic, but I want to see if it does. See if that one less match gives him more of a chance against Sinner. 30-15. You know, and I know, again, Djokovic fans don't want that. Sinner fans don't want that. But as a neutral fan, I'd love to see Djokovic play Sinner a match earlier. with 5 hours less time on court, potentially, right? I don't want to see him play in this third round or anything stupid like that, right? Quarterfinals is enough. Because otherwise, Djokovic is going to have to rank like 15 in the world if he's going to be meeting Sinner in the fourth round. Anyway, Sinner puts away the 4-1 winner, 30-all. So hopefully, for my own interest, hopefully we get a quarterfinal at the US between these guys. Just to mix it up a little and see if Djokovic's chances are better, you know? Serve and volley. And Sinner passing shot goes out. 40-30. Can't accept reality, Cam. No, I can accept reality. I just want to see it. I mean, is that so harsh? Is that? I like to see it. I want to see if Djokovic has a better chance, or is more, is more competitive in a quarterfinal. All right, 40-30. As the return goes in the backhand of Djokovic, sliced and long, and it's deuce. Stop the BS, Cam. Not talking to you. Go away. Deuce. And Djokovic serves again. Great serve down the tee. Sinner hits it out of the return. It's advantage Nole. I'll tell you, and both guys deserve credit as well. They both look fresh enough. Like Djokovic maybe a little slower than usual, but overall, both these guys don't look like physically that poor. I mean, yeah, Djokovic might be a little tired, to be expected from that last match, but overall, as a return, goes in the net. All right, 5-4. Sinner's going to serve for this match. It's been a good performance by Djokovic. Couple of bad service games, and that's been the difference. He just hasn't, and Sinner just hasn't given him a chance to get one back. Sinner's it's been so clutch. All right. How we doing, chat? That's a bad performance. No chip, no drops, no creativity. Yeah, but Trip, you've been commenting that all day. You've been just like on a loop, mate. Why not fourth round? So the only way Djokovic and Sinner would play in a fourth round is if Djokovic was ranked between 13 and 16. So he's not. I don't think Djokovic is going to drop down that far. He's not going to drop down far enough to be 13 to 16 to then play Sinner in a quarterfinal. It's the fourth round. Quarterfinals will be the earliest if he stays where he is now. Djokovic has taken the US. Well, I tell you, if Alcaraz isn't there, and if it's been a hot summer, right, in Europe. If it's a hot summer in New York and it's sweaty and humid, we know that Sinner has struggled. It's not like it's the only time. He has also won matches in that weather, but look, I think the humidity in New York will be more of a factor than the heat in London, right? Sinner serves an ace-15 love. But again, it also depends on who Sinner plays. There's so much more variables than just like, the weather. Obviously if it's, if he plays against some grindy player in the third round, that's going to make him sweat for 5 hours. That makes a big difference, right? But again, look, we'll see what happens. Backhand return goes in the forehand of Sinner. Djokovic with a lob. And Sinner lets it bounce. Hits a smash straight to Djokovic. Djokovic hits it in the net. 30 love. 30 love. They'll just close the roof. Yeah, but apparently the roof design in New York is not like Australia where the roof shuts and the aircon kicks in. The roof shuts in New York, but it doesn't change the air. Like the conditions are still sweaty and hot. Somebody said like a couple of days ago that they went to Arthur Ashe. They closed the roof. It wasn't any cooler. It wasn't air-conned. It was still warm. Sinner serves an ace down the tee. Match points for Sinner. And he's just been great serving. It's been just his better. He's served better than Djokovic has. And he's just been a little better within the rallies as well. But look, Djokovic has put in, that 5-setter should not be forgotten. Serve down the tee, into the forehand of Djokovic. Return to the forehand of Sinner. Djokovic drop shot. Sinner comes in with a lob. Djokovic volleys it wide, and Sinner gets to the final again. Sinner's back in the final, and he's going to take on Zverev. What? What is that match? They hug it out of the net. Nice moment from both. But Sinner's into the final again, and he's going to take on Sasha Zverev. Yay! Woo! We love that match, right? We love it. Yay! Woo! 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 Let's go! Another one of those matches. We love it. That's more. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted. Yay! Actually, it is what I want. That's actually gonna be interesting. I've got so many questions that will be answered during that match about Zverev, mainly about Zverev. So yeah, great. I think this is the perfect time for Zverev to play Sinner. After all that's happened over the last 2 months since they last played, I'm excited for that match. I'm very excited for that match. GG's. If you are leaving, don't forget to sub. We're going to stick around, shoot the shit for a while. It will not be a challenge. Well, we'll find out, all right? We'll see. We will see. We will see. Now, let's go through some stats. Before, well, we're not going anywhere. We'll just chill for a bit. Unfortunately, uneventful semis, but, look, I didn't have much hope for the first one anyway. But this one, look, Sinner just was too good. Too good when it mattered. He broke when he needed and then held. 16 aces for Sinner. 8 aces for Djokovic. 3 double faults for Djokovic. No double faults for Sinner. Sinner with an 88% first serve. He only lost 6 points on his first serve. 88% of first serve points won. Ridiculous. Zverev's going to have to serve really well. But that was always going to happen. Only 1 break point for Djokovic in the entire match. Sinner was serving big when he needed to. 3 out of... I tell you, credit to Djokovic, because he was down a lot. Like, it could have been a much more one-sided match. He only got broken 3 times in 13 break points. So Sinner's break point conversion was not good. And that was to credit to Djokovic. He was down 15-40 a few times and was able to hold. It could have easily been, unfortunately, it could have been worse. But luckily, not luckily, because Djokovic is good enough to, he served his way out of trouble multiple times. It's just those breaks, and he just couldn't get the breaks back. That was the big issue. I'll tell you, clean hitting by Sinner too. 40 winners, 15 errors. 40 winners and 15 errors. That is a phenomenal match. 26 winners, 23 errors from Djokovic. Djokovic obviously feeling the need to go after it a bit more, making some more errors. But yeah, 40 winners and 15 errors is ridiculous from Sinner. That is as good of a match as he's played for the entire week. Possibly one of the best matches he's played all year. His level didn't feel like it was super high, but he was just so clean, giving Djokovic nothing. Just starving Djokovic of chances. But great win. And look, again, great tournament for Djokovic. That 5-setter against FAA, 5 hours, does it again. But I still don't think Djokovic, again, every time that anybody brings up Djokovic and retiring or Djokovic should stop or whatever, it's like, why? Why would he? Why would he stop? He's makes the final of Australian Open, loses to Alcaraz. He lost to Fonseca, who we all have high hopes for, in the 3rd round of the French. Very tough match. 5 hours as well. And then he loses to Sinner. So, again, Djokovic is still there. He's still one of the best players on the planet. Why would he let that go? And he just, at this stage, at 39 years old, he just needs a little bit of luck. Sinner goes down unexpectedly, right? Somebody just doesn't get put with Sinner, right? He's down the other side of the draw with Zverev or something, right? I would have loved to see a Zverev versus Djokovic match this week, considering what Zverev just did, and Djokovic. That would have been an awesome semi-final to see how that goes. Maybe we'll get that in New York. Maybe that'll be the semis in New York. It'd be really fun to see that match, right? Because Djokovic, he's obviously not doing what he did, back in 2023, 22, 21, whatever. But like to play Zverev right now would be really interesting. Why should he get more luck? He's already had a lot of luck in his career. Has he though, or is he just really, really good? Djokovic had a lot of luck in his career. How? How has Djokovic been lucky? I think it's skill. I think that's the word you're looking for. 25 in the Big Apple. Hey, look, I don't think the US Open is where he's going to win his 25th. I think it's obviously Australia and Wimbledon's where it's at, right? That's where he's going to win the 25, if he's going to win the 25. But I'll tell you, if he doesn't have to play Sinner in the until the final, if Sinner's on the other side of the draw, that definitely helps. The draw is going to obviously matter a lot for everybody, as it does. But yeah, look, writing Djokovic off is still silly. Like, it's so silly to write him off because he's been in the semis. Like, besides the French Open, he's been in the semis consistently of the slams for years still. Zverev can win all 4 slams. It's possible. I'll tell you, Sunday is going to be a really interesting match. I'm really interested to see how Zverev can compete against Sinner because I tell you, it has not been good. It has been shocking. It's been a horrible matchup for Zverev lately. We've seen the match. We watched them all, right? We watched them all. We watched Indian Wells. We watched Miami. We watched Monte Carlo. We watched Madrid, and it just kept getting worse, right? Every time we're like, oh, well, Sinner, like last time, Zverev showed promise. Next match, worse. Oh, well, maybe Zverev learned something. Didn't learn anything. Worse. Then we got to Madrid and we're like, why are we doing this again? And then it was even worse. It was the worst match of all, that last one. So hopefully, with a little bit of time between them, and a little bit more confidence with Zverev, having not played Sinner for so long and also winning a big trophy. And like I said, I think, having that Medvedev match in Rome will maybe give Zverev a couple of tips and tricks that he might be able to apply. I'm interested to see. I want to see what it looks like. If it's the same as what it's been, so be it. Okay, fine. Maybe, Zverev needs to figure something else out, right? But I'm keen to see it. I think it's a good time for them to play. It's an interesting match on an interesting surface. I didn't think they'd be playing on grass. So yeah, I'm keen to see. We'll see where Zverev's really at. And I know people are going to say talk shit about Zverev and his slam and whatever. If he gets beaten in straights, people are going to be like, oh, it doesn't count French Open. Shut up. You're not taking his French away. You've won 0, right? But it's just a very interesting match. It's a good opportunity for Zverev to we don't need to prove anything, but just to see if the weight of the slam has lifted and if he can play a little bit more free, if that makes any difference. If maybe he was playing, Sinner in the last couple of matches with the burden of expectation, and maybe that's gone now. He can play with without having to. It's probably the first time he's going to go to a final with nothing to lose, like actually nothing to lose, right? Because every other final he's played at a slam, he's had something to lose, right? If he loses, what are they going to? People are going to say the same thing: best player never to win one. Best player, but even when he lost the ones that he wasn't supposed to win anyway, we still thought, oh man, when's he going to get a chance? Now that he's got it, it's like he's going to go to a final and he's going to be like, I made the final of Wimbledon. I've already won a slam. I don't need to prove anything. I have nothing to prove here. Sinner's meant to win. I'm just going to go out and play. That might be a different Zverev. We might see I don't know. I don't know what we're going to see. That's what we're going to find out on Sunday. And I'm excited to see it. Hopefully, Zverev just comes out and just goes crazy. It'd be awesome. Three quality sets from Sinner. Yeah, he gave Djokovic nothing. He gave Nole no chance. He gave Djokovic one chance and a half a chance. That was about it. And he aced him when he had the chance. This is what happens when Djokovic doesn't get a walkover in retirement. I'll tell you, look, I know where you're going. But also, this is what happens when somebody plays a 5-hour match in a quarterfinal. Yeah, he didn't have to play as many matches and he beat Sinner in the semis. But also, he had a way harder road this time around. Like that 5-hour match, we all know Djokovic can bounce back, but like, this is what happens when Djokovic has a very, like, if he had an easy match in the quarters, I don't know, that would have been interesting to see what happens. But yeah, I mean, you can go down the road of, oh, well, see, like, you know, and I know where you're not saying the thing that I know you're saying, that like he got lucky, right? You're not saying that because you know Djokovic fans are ready to get you. But this is also what happens when you play a 5-hour epic quarterfinal before the player that you have to be perfect against, right? So you got to give him credit for that half as well. Sinner was also better player in AO. Sinner forehand was off today. It was off cam. Well, back in AO, yeah, look, we can go back and analyze that as much as you want. Djokovic still played at a high level. Sinner too good, yeah. And look, there was nothing wrong with how Djokovic played today. He just got broken and just couldn't get it back. Like, he just played a couple of bad games and look, Sinner lifted his level when he needed to too. It's, you know, Djokovic was just defending from 4-all onwards. It was just defensive play by Djokovic. He was just defending to either try and fight back or defending to keep the lead. But once he got broken, unfortunately, it was over. And Sinner was giving him nothing. Like, that's the thing too, right? I mean, against most players, 99% of players, you'll get an opportunity to break back. You'll get a chance to come back. Sinner didn't give him any opportunity. He gave an opportunity at the very end, and he aced him. Like, that's why Sinner's number one. And he might do the same to Zverev. He might break Zverev early and then just hold. Break, hold. Break, hold. And that's it, right? And then we're over 4-4-4. He might do the same thing to Zverev. Because that's what Sinner does. That's why he's the best. That's how he wins without Alcaraz around, right? Obviously, when Alcaraz throws in the mix, it's a bit different. But against everybody else, that's how Sinner does it. That's why Sinner's been doing it. And if Sinner's not sick or overpowered, that's what he does. Or have a toe falling off or whatever. Nolle's best chance to win 25 is the upcoming US Open. I still think he has a chance at the Australian and the Wimbledon next year. If Alcaraz doesn't play the US, that obviously helps his chances big time. But I think his best chance is still Australia or Wimbledon. But isn't Zverev pressured from the feeling of being free? Wait, what? So what, you're saying there's pressure on Zverev from not having pressure? Is that what you just said? I didn't read that right. What did you say? Repeat what you said. I hope Zverev makes it competitive. Yeah. Look. He might not. Like, there's a chance that Zverev goes out there and goes, oh, I got nothing to lose, and gets spanked. And we're like, he had nothing to lose. He's probably not going to be bothered. Because I got to be real. I think he's probably happy to, part of him is probably happy to be in the final. Who would have thought Zverev was going to be in a Wimbledon final? Not just now, ever. Zverev never did well at Wimbledon, right? Wimbledon was his worst tournament. Whoever, and not, we could have excused him for losing early here. If he lost second round, we would have been like, he won a slam. Andreeva lost. We didn't bother that. We weren't worried about that. Well, she won the French. But to make the final of your worst tournament straight after you just won your first slam, you could have partied for 2 months and we would have been like, he was hungover. It's pretty incredible from Zverev's stand. I never thought he'd make the Wimbledon final. He had the game to always do it. He had the potential to do it because of the serve. But the fact that he's been in the final, he goes, really? In the final? Zverev? Okay. So, look, he might come out there and push Sinner because he's, got the slam now and he's like, okay, I'm on your level now, buddy. Let's go. Or he might come out there and go, I got nothing to lose. I'm just going to go for everything and miss everything. And he'd be happy that he made it. I'm so keen for this final because this is exactly how I was when we watched him play in Monte Carlo and Rome, or Monte Carlo Madrid, and I was like, oh, I can't wait for this match, and then it was not great. But we haven't had it for a while, so I've forgotten what happened last time, so I'm excited for this now. I really hope Zverev wins that first set. Really, that would be really fun. That would send this match into very interesting territory. Sinner is just too good. He wins in 3 or 4 max. Okay. And look, Zverev's coming in here fresh as he can. I mean, he hasn't had any. He had the 2-day match against Lehechka, but let's be honest, the first 2 sets he won, and then he had another set and a half the next day. So Zverev's not fatigued. He's coming in here with less time on court than Sinner. This is as fresh as he's going to be against Sinner. The only problem is that it's on grass. If it was on clay or if it was hard court, you'd go, Zverev's got a better chip. But on grass, you'd say advantage Sinner surface as well. But I don't know. I'm excited. I'm intrigued by this matchup. And it'll be 1-2 because Zverev is number 2 in the world as of Monday. He's overtaken Alcaraz already. Disappointing semifinals. Hey, look, we had that Gauff-Mukova match. Can't be disappointed with that. Gauff-Mukova was there. We had that match. Can I predict that you're going to pick Sinner? You're going to predict Sinner in 4. You're predicting what I'm going to predict. That's a new one. That's a crit. You're predicting what my prediction's going to be. What are the odds of that? Now I can change it. You think I'm going to say Sinner in 4? Okay. I have to rethink my strategy then. I don't think maybe I won't. If Zverev wins, he would go from being chaotic, chronic underperformer to making history. Yeah, I mean, the upside for Zverev winning Wimbledon is huge. But it's also nothing, like, again, he's got nothing to lose. He's got nothing to prove. I think that's probably a better thing. Everyone's got something to lose when they make the final. But he's got nothing to prove, right? If he loses the final of Wimbledon to Sinner, we're going to be like, cool. Well, congrats on the French, right? But it's not going to take anything away from Zverev if he doesn't win it. Like, it's not going to change. It won't change anything. So, I don't know. I'm just so keen. I'm just so keen for the final. I think it's going to be so interesting. Even if it is easy for Sinner or whatever. Like, I'm just still like, all right, let's have it. Let's have this final. Let's see what's up. As a neutral, is there any tennis player you dislike? No, I don't like any. I respect all tennis players. I don't have any dislike towards any of the players. Because I don't know them personally, and like, no, I don't have any dislike to anybody. I joke about not liking Federer because he beat up Leighton Hewitt, but that's just a joke because he beat up Leighton Hewitt. I mean, no, I don't dislike any players. Are there any that you dislike their personality? No. Nothing to prove, but he probably wants it bad, so still nerves and pressure. Oh, yeah, look, there's always going to be nerves and pressure. But, again, he can go out there and play as carefree of a final as he's ever played in his life. Because he's got a Grand Slam now, and Wimbledon isn't make or break for his career. He doesn't... Wimbledon's a cherry on top of the French Open cake. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is a bonus for Zverev. The fact that he's in the final of Wimbledon, like, Chad, did any of you pick him to make the final? When you had Fritz, Shelton, Demonor, Bublik, Tiafoe, Caboli. I mean, I don't know if you're picking Caboli, but did you have him in the final of Wimbledon? I mean, I didn't. I had him losing to Fritz. So, like, the fact that he's in the final after what he just did at Roland Garros, you're like, congrats. Like, he could have lost in the third round. I would have been like, yeah, okay. Hey, Joanne, thank you for the 29 months. Thank you. Fritz, yeah, I had Fritz and Shelton in the semis. Shelton was, I mean, the more this tournament's gone on, the more I'm like, God, that Shelton loss was the biggest loss of the tournament. Big, like, for sure. That was upset of the week. Upset of the tournament was Shelton. I'm like, oh, shit, because the amount of people that would have had him in the semis to play Zverev today, at the very least, right? And it's like, oh, man. Like, that was a big blow for the tournament. Great for Ferry. Massive blow to the tournament. Having he was one of the top. I want to say top 7 favorite. I don't think he's top 5. Maybe he was top 5. Fritz, yeah, maybe he was top 5. But yeah, Shelton losing first round was mind blowing after what we've seen this 2 weeks. How did that happen? It sucks that it happened because I wanted him to play against Zverev. It would have been really fun. Or play against Fritz. Ronaldo or Messi? Messi. Shelton had a huge chance to make semis, exactly. But he'll come back. He'll come good for the US. We know Shelton will bounce back. I think Fritz was struggling with the knee. Yeah, he was. He said that as much. He said in the third game of the match against Zverev, the knee was giving him trouble. So that makes a little bit more sense why he wasn't competitive. But again, that's not Zverev's problem. He still had to win over. He had to get over the psychological loss of or the psychology of playing against playing and losing so many times to Fritz, right? Even if it wasn't a perfect Fritz. You look so very happy to see the demise of Djokovic. Why? Yeah, see, this is chat. This is the internet, right? Novak winning Grand Slams are over. Okay. Djokovic should play Montreal as Alcaraz is not there. I think he's going to play. I mean, he's on the entry list. I don't think he will play. But no worries, pure up. We'll see you after, hopefully. Gil went through some of the changes Zverev made to beat Fritz. It wasn't just the knee. Yeah, no. We're not saying that like Fritz with a good knee would have beaten Zverev. Zverev served unbelievable. If Fritz was healthy, it would have given us a better indication of how good Zverev was. I think it takes away from Zverev a little bit, unfortunately, that Fritz was, there was a problem for Fritz. But, I mean, yeah, Zverev still served ridiculous. Like, had Fritz had both knees, it still would have been really, really tough. But, yeah. The knee wasn't the only reason Zverev won. You're right. You think Djokovic will ever win another slam? Yes. I would not count him out. And I've said this for years. Until Djokovic starts losing consistently in the first week, right? If he makes the fourth round and loses, or makes the third round and loses, consistently, not just a one-off, not just a random one-off time when somebody like Fonseca comes along. Until that happens, I will be picking Djokovic to make the semis of every slam because he makes the semis of every slam. Until he loses 2 or 3 in a row where it's like second round, third round, and it looks and to players that we don't think, right? To players that we go, how'd that happen? Then I might go, oh man, this is tough. But he's not doing that. He's losing one-off matches, right? Popper in America, Fonseca in the French. He's losing one-off, and then he's making the semis anyway the next time. And he's, beating, like he beat Zverev at the French last year to make the semis. He beat FAA this year to make the semis of Wimbledon. I mean, there's still, and then obviously he beat Sinner at the Australian Open to make the final. So, like, again, yeah, I will always put him in the mix. The draw will matter. Right? But as we saw at the French, sometimes stuff happens, right? And things go crazy. And Djokovic needs to be on the right side of that chaos. Unfortunately, he was on the wrong side of the chaos in the French, but if he's on the right side of the chaos, if that happens again, right? If Sinner lost or Zverev lost and they all, whatever, and Djokovic is last man standing, that might be an interesting road to the finals. That would be fun. He just needs to be on the right side of that, Please show the image of what? Match is over. Djokovic can win another slam. He can win another slam. But him and everybody else has the same issue. They have to go through Sinner or Alcaraz. Except for Zverev, who didn't have to go through either. Again, if Djokovic is on the right side of that, you can't count him out. Like if you're counting Djokovic out of winning a slam, you might predict, I don't think he'll win another one, right? You might predict that, but to categorically say no, he's not winning another one, like he's got no chance. He had a 1 in 4 chance of winning this title. What are you talking about? He had a 50-50 or a 1 in 2 chance, right? Because he was one of 2 players in the final of the Australian Open. To say that he has no chance of winning a slam in the future is crazy. But you're probably the same people that said Zverev's never going to win one. And look what happened. So, come on. You might say, I don't think he'll win another one. I think that he will finish on 24. Okay. But to say, nah, he's not going to win another one. There's nothing I can see. But what? So semifinals and finals of slams are not good enough? That's not proof enough. That's crazy to me. 5-hour, 5-set matches against players half his age is not enough. Okay. Then you're never going to be convinced. And I'm not going to try and convince you. He probably won't, but you can't count him out. Yeah, look, you can say that I don't think he will, but to say he will never win another slam, it's like, what? There's always a chance. He doesn't need to win another one. Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing, right? He doesn't need to win one. He could retire tomorrow and he's still the greatest of all time. Undisputed, uncategorically unrivaled, right? But the hope of the thought of 25, and I'm speaking of the Djokovic fans here, 25 is still a very achievable, maybe not very achievable, is still achievable. It can still be done. Had he lost the FAA, somebody that not Sinner or Alcaraz beating him, that would have been, okay, different, but that didn't happen, right? If he's still only losing to Sinner and Alcaraz, for the most part, in the Grand Slams, then there's always... If he starts losing to the other guys, that's when we got to start rethinking things. But again, I'm still on the Djokovic 25 train. I'm still thinking that, yep, we get it. He's going to get it. If he sticks around long enough at this level, and he sticks around at this level, it's there. There's a chance. Do you think Zverev will be holding the pressure of completing the Channel Slam on Sunday? No. I don't think that's even on Zverev's mind. The thing that's on Zverev's mind on Sunday is, can I beat Sinner now that I've won a slam? That's what he's trying to prove, right? If he's trying to prove anything to anyone or himself, it's not, can I win the Channel Slam? That's a byproduct. That's a happy accident. Him going into that final is, can I be better than I was against Sinner 2 months ago now that I've done one of the hardest things to do in tennis, right? Winning a slam. That's what Zverev is going in. He's not thinking of Channel Slams. He's probably not even thinking of Wimbledon titles, right? He should be thinking, can I be better against the guy that has been embarrassing me in the last couple of months? The guy that I seem to not be able to figure out for the life of me. Can I? And he doesn't have to beat Sinner to prove that to himself. If he can push Sinner, if he can win a set off Sinner, better than last time. Can he be better than he was last time against Sinner? Because now that he has the trophy, that's what he's going to be proven to the world, right? And trying to show the world that, right? Trying to show all of us that he, that there's progress. I don't think he gives a stuff about. Well, again, I don't think he's thinking about the Channel Slam. That's a totally irrelevant. If he wins it, it's great, cool, yay. But I don't think that's what he's doing coming in on. I think that's what his motivation is, trying to complete that. That's just like. It's more about what does he look like? What does he do against Sinner? How can he be better against Sinner? This was a semi-final, it'd be the same thing. How does he do better against Sinner, right? Channel Slam's not. I mean, the Channel Slam shouldn't be a goal. I don't think it's ever been a goal. It's just happened. It's been an accident. People have accidentally won the Channel Slam. It's not been, I want to win the. Has anybody ever in the history of the sport said, I want to win the Channel Slam? I don't think we've ever heard that. It just happens. I want to win Wimbledon, right? But I don't want to. I mean, the Channel Slam just it happens. It's not a thing that I don't think you build your career around or try and do. It just happens. I don't think Federer was trying to do it in 2009. It just happened. And how did it happen? Because somebody took out Rafa. Look, even Federer got a little bit of luck, right? Sometimes you just... And if Djokovic, if Sinner gets out of the way, Djokovic can take the title in the future. Nobody wins a slam by accident. Again, I didn't say winning a slam by accident. I'm saying I don't think anybody that I can remember, maybe you can go find in the archives that somebody said, I want to win the Channel Slam. But I don't recall anybody coming out and going, yes, I want to win the Channel Slam. Before winning the French, by the way, not just like after the French and somebody asked them a question, Channel Slam, that'd be nice. I don't think anyone goes out of their way to make that their goal. It happens. As a byproduct of winning 2 tournaments that are across a channel. Channel Slams when you win Wimbledon and the French in the same year. Why are the final so late? I don't know. That's weird, right? I'm not mad though. I mean, it is what it is. Usually they're like mid-afternoon. You want to win the Channel Slam? Well, get training. Only 6 players have done that in the same year. Again, I don't think Zverev is going in thinking the Channel Slam is what I want. He wants to beat Sinner, which will give him a Wimbledon title, which will then result in a Channel Slam. I think he's got other motivations before the Channel Slam. You've never heard that term? That's a pretty universal term. It's been around. I mean, they got the calendar slam and they got the Channel Slams. Been around forever. People underestimate Sinner so much. Who's underestimating Sinner? I don't think anyone's underestimating Sinner. The fact that we're talking so much about Zverev and Djokovic is because Sinner speaks for himself. We don't have to say anything to like Sinner's. If you're thinking we're underestimating Sinner, I mean, why would we underestimate what? You know, he speaks for himself. We don't need to talk about how great Sinner is and explain why he will win the final because it's all those who said Djokovic will beat him. Did anyone say? I don't know. I didn't hear that. No offense, but Felix often has trouble finishing on to win, and Djokovic overestimation. What do you mean? People are underestimating him before the match because he hadn't shown his best performance yet. Okay. Well, I don't know who they were, but I didn't. I definitely wasn't underestimating Jannik Sinner. Sinner should withdraw from the US Open and Nola can get 25. Out of respect. Okay. Can Tsitsipas win a slam? Currently, no. Currently, no. He needs to do a lot more. But right now, no. Tsitsipas needs to find out what coach he needs to get a coach. Right? He doesn't have a coach. I don't think. Or he does. He has a coach, but it's not. Is it permanent? I don't know. But could Tsitsipas win a slam as of right now? At the moment, no. He's a long way away from that. If he was 20 in the world, I'd say maybe. I mean, depending on situations, right? Circumstances, but he's way too far away from in the rankings, right? He needs to get into the top 30 so he can avoid playing Djokovic in the second round like he did this year, right? What's your rating for Wimbledon? Wimbledon's been awesome. It's been the best slam of the year. The French was, I said this earlier in the week and I haven't changed. The start of the year, Australian Open, we all got mesmerized by the final matches. And we thought, oh, wow, the semis were great. Before that tournament, before the semis, it was terrible. The semi-final lead-ups, very uneventful. And we forgot that because we ended with a bang. The French Open went the other way, where everything happened in the first week and it was exhausting. And then we got to the finals. We had a great final. Semi-finals were good, right? Quarterfinals were great. But the French Open was flipped on its head. It was the first week was just insane, right? Wimbledon's been a good mixture of both. And I think, well, for me anyway, I don't know about you guys. Maybe you don't like chaos. Maybe you do, whatever. It's been a nice mixture. We had a couple upsets early, right? We had some crazy results. Shelton, Svitolina, Raducanu, Swiatek going down, right? We had the Serena story coming through, right? We love that. But then, Sinner and Djokovic and Zverev, they sort of, they did their thing. They went under too much. I mean, Sinner had a tough first round. That was fun. But again, it was, he didn't lose. So that's kept things together. And then the second week, it's been a little boring. Quarterfinals, semifinals. I mean, besides Djokovic carried the second half of the tournament, right? With that 5-setter against FAA. The other matches were okay, right? Fritz wasn't 100%, and Ferry was a bit random, but Caboli was interesting. Sinner versus Struff was interesting, but the Djokovic match was the standout. The women's side of things, obviously the Coco Mukova match, Coco Pegula match were great. Yeah, so it's been good. I think it's been the best slam of the bunch. We haven't had too many upsets. We haven't had too many predictable results. It's been a good mixture of everything. And we're getting two really good finals, right? Two really, really good finals. Coming.
After Tuesday's marathon epic, he had nothing to prove to me. Endlessly proud of him. And congrats to Sinner. Hopefully Alcaraz recovers soon.
Yeah, I hope so too. I hope we get Alcaraz fit and firing soon as we can. All right, chat. Last couple of questions, then I'm getting the hell out of here because I need to go and prepare for tomorrow's finals and also watch the World Cup. Osaka Sabalenka was great. Yeah, Osaka Sabalenka was good. I mean, we've had some really, really fun matches, memorable matches this week for sure. I love that anyone can win on the WTA. Yeah, but it doesn't feel like chaos, right? So it's a good, like, the final that we got tomorrow doesn't feel out of place. It might be unfamiliar to the casual fan, but it's not. Like, we've been watching tennis for a while, right? So we know that Noskova's been promising, Mukova's been there, right? We know how good Mukova's been. The casual fan might look at it and go, "Who the hell are these people?" But that's where this is a great opportunity for a for one of them to win a slam and be like, I'm one of the slam champions with everybody else now. I'm more fascinated by Haaland now than I am by Wimbledon finals. Okay. The women's semis were great in the presses, no crying. Cool. Have I watched the Netflix documentary of Rafa? I have. And I've spoken about it a lot. About what I like and don't like about it. But that's just my preference of documentary. I'd rather there not be a final year cameras following, because it's... I didn't like the 2024 part of it, but I loved everything else about it. It was a cool... I mean, look, maybe I'll appreciate it in the future. That like it was a great, it was an insight into the last year of a champion, but it was just depressing. The 2024 stuff was depressing. And we lived it. We watched it in real time. So I don't need to be reminded of that so quick. Again, I've said this many times. My favorite documentaries are ones where you... Like one of my obviously The Last Dance is one of the best ever, right? But there's a 30 for 30 with Dennis Rodman. It's on YouTube. Go watch it. It goes for an hour and a half. I love those documentaries. When you've got like, 15 years time, 10 years from now, do a documentary, right? I'm not I don't like, it's overdone. The whole Last Dance, we're going to follow everybody, try and get those moments. Because The Last Dance came out, mind you, it came out 30 years later, but they captured all the moments of that final, thing, right? So everybody else is trying to do that, right? They're following Rafa around with cameras because it's his final dance, right? Last Dance, whatever. But it doesn't always go the way that it did with the Bulls, where you win the thing and you finish on top and so you could scrap all that. And I would 10 years removed, no documentaries until 10 years later, and then do a documentary of talking to all the 45, 50-year-old Federers and Djokovic's about the past. I don't want to hear from a freshly retired Rafa about his career that finished last week. I don't want to hear that. Or that it's going on, right? That it's ongoing. I don't want to hear about that. I don't need that. You know what I mean? But again, that's just me. That's just my preference. I love seeing like Dennis Rodman talking about something that happened 20 years ago. And spilling the tea on what happened in Vegas, right? All that kind of shit. Like that's way more fun than watching Rafa try and win a match against Zverev at the French when he's clearly not the same guy, and then he talks about it, and then it was too sad. It was too sad. I don't want to see that. It made me sad. But again, that's just me. Did you not like the Federer one either? No, I did not like the Federer one. Again, I don't count that Federer documentary as a documentary about Federer's life. It was literally about him playing the Laver Cup and trying to get ready for it. It had nothing to do with his whole career. Federer's documentary hasn't happened, in my opinion. That didn't matter. I want a real Federer documentary. That's in 5 years. When everybody's retired. I didn't mind the Alcaraz documentary. It'll be interesting how it ages. It's actually aged really well though, because he's gone on and done some crazy things. And they'll do another documentary of him later in his career, right? At the end of his career. So I don't mind them doing like an Alcaraz thing early. Don't do another documentary for like 20 years. But yeah. I just like documentaries done once there's time. And I know everyone's doing documentaries now because it's like a popular thing. But like when there's time spent. Like the Beckham documentary is great. Because he had to play for 10 years, right? So he can reminisce on what happened, whatever. But yeah, the Federer one, I'm like, that's not a documentary. That was documenting his final event. That had nothing to do with his career. That was documenting his retirement. That's not the same thing. again, this is just personal preference. I'm very passionate about these things. I have a lot of documentaries. I like watching documentaries. Why does Alcaraz have a documentary? Because they're because everyone's got a documentary right now. It's popular. It's the trend. Is Rafa the GOAT for you? No, the GOAT is Djokovic. There's not like. Do I like watching Rafa? Of course. But he's not the GOAT. That's. You Junior can win Wimbledon. We're gonna watch Cruz in the junior final. We're gonna watch him play on Sunday. If I can figure out how to watch it, because if I can't find it, then I can't watch it. But we're gonna watch it if I can find. I'm sure they show you on Australian TV. That'd be crazy not to put on TV. So we'll watch the junior final on Sunday. Even though we don't watch Aussies, but I'm making an exception. It's the final of the Grand Slam. We're going to make an exception. Is the big three now Sinner, Alcaraz, Djokovic? Sure. But, I mean, yeah, sure. It's just a bit. Look, when they're both healthy, it's a big two. We know that, right? Everyone's still chasing. Federer is obviously best at Wimbledon. He's definitely got more titles than anybody else in the men's side. All right. Now I'm getting out of here. You got me with that question about the Rafa thing. All right. Tomorrow, women's final. This time tomorrow, we'll have a Wimbledon champion on the women's side. 2 more matches. Oh, what? We've only got 2 more matches left. And then Wimbledon's over, and then we all go on holidays. And then we come back in a few weeks. Solid win from Sinner. Straightforward. 4-4-4. Broke 3 times. That's all he needed. Serve ridiculous. Djokovic had an opportunity, but let's be honest, he never felt like Djokovic was in the match after he got broken in the first set. And Sinner just, clinical, did what he had to do. And he's in the final. He's going to play Zverev. Previews coming out soon. Women's final tomorrow. I'll see you then.